Welcome, weird travelers, to another thrilling episode of Arcanarama. I'm Cameron Holt, artist and dice maker over at youtube.com/fantasyforgeart, and Dungeon Master here at Arcanarama. As always, I'm joined by our fantastic Arcana crew. Say hello to Elvish and Dwarven Arcana crew. Thank you. Before we begin, we have some announcements to go through tonight. First, I want to throw it over to Taylor with some words from our sponsors, in English this time.
Thanks, Cameron. Sponsors, who needs them? We do. Our first one this week is Carboc Brewing. They're a brewery out of Fort Worth and Houston, mostly Houston. And they make beer, and you should drink it. I have a rolling table, but I already rolled for it. So it's Hopadillo, makes you read good. So you should get some Hopadillo in your body because of that. We're also sponsored by Armadillo Aleworks here in town, who supplies us with some sody pops and peanut butter brunch money, which is no joke. Ridiculously
I think we bought this
good.
for ourselves, but it's so good.
it's amazing. They're amazing people.
Also, I found out halfway through it, it's 10%.
Yes, yeah, and it doesn't mess around. They provide beer and a good time, and so do we, which is why we're all friends. We met in an elevator, and
all of us met in an elevator.
All in this elevator, and we decided we should team up. Our last sponsor, and probably the most important to those that are watching, is More Fun Comics and Games, who have supplied us with all of the prizes you've seen for the past couple weeks. They're our local comic book store, games, toys, D&D stuff.
D&D stuff.
People who work there that know more about things than you, and they like to tell you about it. This week we have, what is it? What was the first one? Girl Wizard. Girl Wizard with Genie.
Yeah,
from WizKids. And Cyclops. Who doesn't need a good Cyclops threatening the ground with a stone?
I need that.
Just the ground.
Just the ground. I mean, it looks like he's looking straight down on the ground.
Purpley?
Yeah, and this one's painted, like fully done.
Yeah.
And you could win that after the break.
Yeah, stay tuned till the break to find out how to win.
Stay tuned. And stay tuned for Cameron to kick it over to Kitty. Cameron.
Thanks, Taylor. Kitty, take it away.
Okay. Hi. Let's talk about merchandise, okay? We have these shirts, see? And you can go to our About section and click on merch, and it will take you to the shirts. Or you can go to pintservices.com/Arcanarama, and you can get the shirts there. You can pick a color and pick a size and order it, and they'll send it to you.
What do they look like when you wear them?
Well, it's funny you asked that, Cameron.
What? Are we doing it?
We all finally got our Arcanarama shirts.
Yeah!
Where'd they come from?
Oh my god. They came
so
from...
crazy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah!
The
So
internet.
get yours. We all, I guess, decided to get black.
We're
but
goth.
there are other colors.
There's a lot of colors.
There's purple and there's peach and one's called raspberry. There's like a light green one and navy and royal blue. There's a lot of options. And from what I understand, I believe next week
Yes.
we will have stickers available finally.
Yes. Stickers.
Yes.
That's so exciting.
We'll wear those on our bodies too.
I'm gonna put them on everything. So
Yeah.
Okay.
get ready for stickers.
Get ready for stickers.
Nothing like a band that wears their own shirts, huh?
And that's merchandise.
I feel cool.
Cameron,
I feel cool.
Thanks, Kitty. Sam has some very important announcements
Ew.
about our
I
social
closed
media
them.
and our finalized holiday schedule. So take it away, Sam, and let the people know what we're up to and when and how and why.
Hello. Okay. So, if you don't already, you should follow us on social media. On Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, we are Arcanarama Show. And on TikTok, we are just Arcanarama, because we're quick on the draw. We're doing a new thing on our social media where we're kind of giving you guys some like character design prompts so you can kind of create some fun characters of your own. Okay. So you can create some fun characters of your own and tell us about them. And if you want to draw them, you could tweet them at us, or you can just tell us to draw them, and maybe we will. Maybe, when we have time. On schedule. Okay, this is important, and this is a lot, so bear with me. Tomorrow, there will not be an Arcanarama, because we
are tired.
Are working on some things.
We're having a
Don't tell them how tired we are.
I got new eyeballs.
So we're working on some things so that on Christmas 12/25, you know when Christmas is, at 6 p.m. Central, there will be a super special holiday Arcanarama Palooza.
I made one graphic. It says one thing.
A super special holiday Arcanarama Palooza at 6 p.m. Central on Christmas Day. That's 12/25. So make sure that you follow the Twitch channel so that you get notified when that goes live. And we'll probably be hanging out in the chat and talking to you because it's going to be pre-recorded. We'll be unwrapping presents. There will not be a stream on 1/1/2022. That's New Year's Day. We're gonna be snoozing. We're gonna be sleeping. We're gonna be working on some super special things that are coming in 2022. We're gonna have a new look.
We're doing it all in our sleep.
We will be in stasis.
Our next stream airs on the astral plane.
Join us.
Listen, all of my focus is going into not threatening you. I'm not thinking about the words. Anyway, there's some super cool stuff coming in 2022. We'll have new shows rolling out that we can't super talk about yet, but oh my god, just think about new shows. So there will be new shows in 2022 starting in January. So we've got to get our little fingies working on that. And there's going to be a new look to all of this. There's a whole bunch going on in the background that you don't know about. And we will be having on 1/9, our Convorama will be back, and we'll be doing a whole big, like, Waterdeep wrap-up for that one. Miranda's hosting. And Cameron is doing an art giveaway for that one.
Yeah, free commission.
So you'll want to be there 1/9 at 6 p.m. Central. Ooh. Follow us on Twitch to find out. 1/8, Saturday, 1/8, we will be returning with Arcanarama, the regular show that you're here for right now. We'll be back at 7 p.m. Central. We're moving back an hour. You guys voted. We listened. So we're going to be starting at 7 p.m. Central, an hour later, so that those of you who are coming back from work or other stuff that you do can tune in a little easier.
Yeah. Also, full disclosure, we tend to have more viewers at the end of our streams than towards the beginning. Yeah. So we figure push an hour later.
More new,
works for all of us.
More new viewers, that is.
Yeah.
That is true, yes.
More strangers.
So yeah, I think that's all the stuff.
That's strange.
We're talking to strangers.
But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff coming in 2022. We're working very hard because it's fun, and you guys seem to like it.
Yeah, thank you, Sam.
That's it.
Absolutely tune in if you can next on Christmas next Saturday, or check out the VOD when it goes up on YouTube on 28th.
That's math. I don't know.
The following Tuesday.
The following Tuesday.
The Tuesday after that.
It's also going to have its own kind of original look to it, and it's going to be very fun. I'm very excited about it. We do have one more giveaway this evening from our wonderful sponsor, me.
I know him.
Me too. Our Fantasy Forge dice giveaway that we will announce the winner at the end of the stream. Stay tuned until after the break to figure out how to enter to win these beautiful Fantasy Forge dice, the Copper Skies dice. And you will also, whoever wins these dice, will be Miranda's birthday dice twin.
Yay!
They're beautiful. They look like a cloudy sky with copper flakes and copper numbers, and I love them.
They're very pretty.
They'll
be my birthday twin.
Yeah.
Bonus points if you're a Sagittarius.
Ooh.
I am.
You do have to be a follower of the channel to enter the giveaways, both giveaways. So go ahead and click the heart. It's free to do. Really helps us out. And who doesn't love watching a number grow and grow and grow?
Oh, I do.
So be sure and
Oh no, Taylor, stop.
be sure and click the heart and give us a follow so that you can be eligible to win when you enter our wonderful, wonderful giveaways. Unless there's anything that I'm forgetting or any other announcements anybody wants to touch on,
Is it time for me to leave the table?
I think it's time to wipe our tears and gently float into tonight's episode of Arcanarama. We desire it.
Previously on Arcanarama. Our intrepid heroes finalized their plans at my home, Castellanter Villa, before meeting up with Rainier Neverember. Then it was time for the group to head to the Vault of Dragons to enact the plan to trap the fairy. After using a clever disguise to fool some city watch constables looking for Lady Esvel Rosnar, the party entered the vault, some of us for the last time. Once everyone was in place, the party was surprised to see the arrival of not the fawn, but the hulking figure of the collar, who said he was there to collect on behalf of the fairy. The party stuck to their plan and launched a vicious assault on the collar, who held them off single-handedly while his summoned minions collected gold from the vault with supernatural speed. The collar, immune to Oranax's fire breath, put up quite the fight. Once he saw Ollie's healing capabilities, she became his main target. Enraged, I benched the fiend back to whatever hell he came from, as the rest of the party slowly picked off the gold-collecting devils. In the end, the majority of the wealth in the vault was saved, but at the cost of Ollie's life. As Lord Neverember and the dwarven form of the dragon Oranax take Ollie's body to the Temple of Bacab in Undercliff, I rushed to my family to erase our memories of the brave heroes who helped us and start our new lives on the run from the Fey Devil's reach. Just as Ollie's body was being carried out from the vault, Almah heard not a whisper, but saw a silent image. An excited Ollie pointed to her engagement ring with tears of joy in her eyes, before disappearing from the vault for the final time. What adventures await our intrepid heroes across the Sea of Squalls in Mystanor? Will the caller return to get his revenge? Will the party be able to cope with the loss of one of their closest friends? Find out in tonight's episode of Arcanarama.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm so lost. We're gonna have to tighten some screws around here pretty soon.
Hey, everyone a tea!
We pick up right where we left off. You all find yourselves within the Vault of Dragons. Rainier Neverember and the dwarven form of Aranax have just left the vault to take Ollie's body to the Temple of Bacab in Undercliff, right outside the city of Waterdeep. You've got some time before Arnox returns for you. You're all well aware at this point how much time it takes to travel through the city. So traveling out of the city and then back you've got a decent amount of time. So is there anything that any of you would like to cover before you leave Waterdeep and Windfell behind?
Yeah. I would like to take a little trip up to the field ward.
Okay. Are you going alone? Rather, talk amongst yourselves about what your plans are moving forward. You are still currently in the Vault of Dragons.
Okay. Before we go, I have something I kind of want to try to take care of, in case we don't end up making it back here ever again. I'd like to I want to try to get Priscilla away from Leroy, and I think that some of these dragons might be something that could do that. You don't feel any pressure to have to come with me or nothing, but I think I'd like to try to help her before I might not have another chance.
We could hang back, but I don't think you should go all that way alone.
I could go if you wouldn't mind the company.
Oh, I wouldn't mind. They're just up in the field ward, so it's not too far.
Well, anything could be too far right now.
I suppose.
We can join, but we won't intrude.
Yes, it's more or less things get a bit hairy or something.
Right. Leroy's not quite pleasant.
He didn't seem pleasant last time I saw him.
Mm-mm. He might be...
But we might be able to help you beat him up if he tries anything.
He might be very disappointed to know that the collar has been banished.
That could be very fun news to deliver before we leave.
Mm-hmm. Well, do either of you have anything loose ends to tie up, or...
Not here, I don't think.
No, no.
Right.
What we had was in the Temple of Ilmater.
When we talked about going to the Temple of Bacab, it was like it would be pretty much a day there and back. It was going to be like a whole thing.
Yep.
Okay, so okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 full days of travel.
Did we say we
There
were
and
going to
back.
meet them back here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like in the vault or at the building? Okay.
In the vault.
Okay. Well. Why don't we go see what we can do?
I mean, to be fair, you would have to go through the building to get to the vault anyway, so you could probably just wait inside the building if you wanted. But it's up to you guys.
Yeah, that's true. I just don't like it out there.
So, why don't we go take care of this? See if we can help Priscilla, if she's not too afraid to be on her own, and then we'll just come straight back here.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I'll lead the way then.
Okay. I don't know where to go.
Yes.
As you guys exit the Vault of Dragons once again and go up the spiraling staircase back into the old tower in the Sea Ward, you make your way out into the mid-afternoon sunlight of Waterdeep. You can see in the distance, kind of over the gulf, these darkened clouds that appear to be moving in slowly, but probably a storm coming soon, as we've reached past the pinnacle of summer. It's pretty busy in the streets, actually, on your way, because it is currently Founders Day, so there are
Oh my.
all kinds of parade floats and...
Do we look fucked up?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys look beat to shit, but honestly, there are so many people in the street that look similarly.
Okay.
It is a wide variety of...
I didn't take any damage.
Yeah, no, Cholula's fine.
Okay.
Maybe a little singed at the edges, but other than that,
Yeah.
you're all a little battered and bruised.
I've been better. I've been worse.
Yeah, but you don't stand out in the crowd.
Okay.
You make your way north out of the Sea Ward, where it meets the North Ward, and follow the high road north into the Field Ward, which is a strange area to enter. I don't think any of you outside of Cholula have ever been there. The Field Ward is kind of the city between the city and the outside. The city guard protects the Field Ward, and there is a wall that protects them. However, the City Watch does not do patrols in the Field Ward. It's kind of a weird, like, neutral zone that is walled off to the city of Waterdeep proper and walled off to the outside. So it's its own little microcosm of poor and crime and destitute masses. No, agriculture is all in the Field Ward. That's outside the city. They don't make shit in the Field Ward.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, it's just tightly packed hovels and shacks and homes. Following Cholula, you make your way through the various shacks and homes and hovels, and come upon one that's particularly shoddy. Appears to be made from some steel formed larger shingles that have been stacked around each other and have definitely been here for quite some time. They're kind of leaning to the left a little bit from looking from the front, and there's new rust on top of them that the patches seem to have grown since the last time you were here, Cholula.
As we get closer, can I sort of try to stealthily see if I can find if and where Leroy is around?
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Okay.
This is to hide yourself, and then we'll have you do investigation to search. Investigation or perception, your choice.
Oh shit, forgot we leveled up. Okay.
I don't think I announced that on stream. Our adventurers are now level 6 after that last hellacious battle.
And since my stealth is plus 11 now, that makes that a 19.
Oh yeah, because
sorry.
expertise. Yeah, that roguish expertise.
Soon you're going to be incapable of failing.
Yeah.
That would be.
You'd be surprised.
Something
I'll
nice.
have to get new cameras for the stream just to see you.
So,
Infrared.
yeah, very high on stealth. Go ahead and make either investigation or perception, your choice, to search for Leroy undetected.
I noticed that she's like skulking around all of a sudden.
Yeah, should we be skulking?
I don't think you'd recognize it.
Oh, right. So
Okay.
I just act like we're normally walking around.
Yeah,
here.
we normally walk around all over the place.
Lots of one.
Oh no.
Oh.
I don't see anything. Started talking to my friends about being sneaky.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard to see because there aren't like windows. As I said, the building is constructed from like old roof sheet metal that's just kind of stacked around and fastened with wires in different places. Very, very much a DIY.
Is this like
abode.
a one in, one out door kind of situation?
Ooh, tiny house.
Okay. I'm just gonna knock on the door.
Okay, you do so.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of minutes pass. Not a couple of minutes. About a minute passes before the door opens just a crack, and you see a very tired, haggard eye looking out. That kind of like pauses for a moment before the door slowly opens, and you see standing there the rough visage of Priscilla.
Priscilla.
What are you doing here, Cholula? You're not... You know it's not safe for you to come around here.
Priscilla, can you come step outside and talk with me for a moment? Is Leroy here?
No, it's found to stay. He's off skulking through the city, probably wandering from bar to bar.
Wonderful. Do you mind if my friends and I come in?
Make a persuasion check.
$12.
think whatever you've got to say, we can say it right here.
Well-
if that's no difference to you.
Miss, it's actually really not safe for us to talk about it out here.
Well, then I guess you better go fast then.
I think you should pack your things, Priscilla.
And what? Go where? Outside the city?
I've got enough to set you up wherever you want to go. If you can pack your things, leave while Leroy is not here.
Make another persuasion check.
Can I keep an eye out for Leroy?
Yeah, make perception check. No pressure, Cholula, but this is a pretty big roll.
That didn't roll, really.
It didn't, did
It kind of just landed right there, huh?
That's a 12 again.
12 again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, this is just a lot all at once. You say you come into some money.
I don't know if he told you, but Leroy showed up at the grand opening of a tavern that we owned up until very recently. But I've been working hard for a long time, Priscilla. And out of everyone in this place, you're the only one that ever showed me any modicum of kindness, and I would like to return the favor. But if you won't take it, we've got to be on our way.
You should know better than anyone that Leroy is not too fond of sharing any information. I didn't even know that you owned a tavern in the town. That's... Congratulations.
Well, you're the one who got me started cooking and everything, and I know the way that he treats you. Or at least did. I'm sure it hasn't gotten better since I left.
You'll notice as Cholula says this that she like instinctively, almost not like a flinch, but kind of like holds her arm and like takes not a step back, but just kind of leans away for a moment. How much is it you come across?
Where do you want to go?
Well, I know he may not seem like it, but Leroy, he has some dangerous friends. And you see, she kind of like this resistance that you were first met with and almost disbelief is starting to shift into a little bit of fear, a little bit of excitement, almost. She kind of like looks behind her. Anywhere that a ship leaves from here and goes towards.
Where?
I know that Leroy himself ain't got the money to follow behind, so...
He doesn't. And I know that at least one of his dangerous friends is currently unable to...
Indisposed.
Yes.
Right.
So...
Honestly, I know that traveling by sea, though expensive, is safer than any land travel that I could be doing on Windfell, so... Let me get my things. She like quickly turns around. The door stays cracked behind her, and you can hear shuffling. It's like a small one room abode. You can see through the door, just kind of leaning in, that she's like putting clothes into an old like secondhand suitcase that's got like a broken clasp on one side.
Mm-hmm. A question for the two of you. If we bring him with us, that may give me a chance to ask some questions I've been wanting to ask, but if you feel like it's safer, we can just put her on a boat and send her wherever she wants to go. I don't want to make a burden on anyone. I just want to get her out.
I'm more concerned for her.
I'm not sure.
Also,
where
we're
going.
traveling by.
Right.
That's true.
Could be
But
something that.
maybe we could buy her a ticket to where we're going.
Or elsewhere, and we can give her a couple birds, and she can check in on us when she arrives.
Do you think that maybe she could borrow your hat while we're walking through town?
Easy.
In case.
Almah, you receive Almah, and I even looked right at you. Cholula. Sorry. You receive a message from Victoria Castellanter. You recognize the voice.
Mm-hmm.
You hear in your mind, I have made it safely to my family. Please, tell your friends, it was my pleasure to have known you. Farewell, my dear friends.
Aww. Cholula just gets kind of bummed. Her little ears go.
I'd say you.
Yeah. Ears.
I'd say you're aware from past uses of this message, this sending spell to others, that you do have a 25-word response if you'd like to say anything. He used his full 25, so he can't chat back and forth.
Do I have to do it immediately? Can I confer with them?
It's got. Well, yeah, I'd say quickly you could.
Oh, Victoria, he's made it to his family. He's saying goodbye. What should we say?
Tell him good luck.
Yeah, that should do.
Good luck, Victoria. We wouldn't be where we are without you. And I'm sorry it had to end like this. Stay safe.
Perfect. 3 extra words, but. Or
Oh.
rather, you have 3 words left. But
Oh, okay. I
that
love
works
you.
He's married, Cholula.
Okay, we love you.
Okay.
Jesus.
It's like a royal love, I think.
Wonderful. We'll say you take the time to get all the words in order, and
Okay.
then using the rest of the kind of magical resonance of the weave, you respond to his message, and you know, you can feel it in your chest that he received the message.
Okay.
At about this time, Priscilla comes carrying a heavy bag. She's got a hat on and a scarf flipped around her.
I could get that. I think Almah here. I'm Sylas. Almah could give you a.
Yes.
Nice
Silas.
to meet you.
Almah.
I'm Priscilla. Thank you. She hands me.
Do you mind
Can you
if we
put it
trade
into your bag
hats
of
for a
holding?
moment?
Sure.
Probably not, but I
Okay.
think I look more inconspicuous
Well,
carrying
I
it.
was
No,
just thinking Leroy
this
might
is gonna
recognize
help
this
you.
particular luggage. So if we can put it into one of the bags of holding so that it won't be seen.
I mean, the bag of holding is. I mean, it's pretty full. I'll just say that right out.
But it just makes it a little bit heavier than a regular bag if you put more than...
No, so the bags of holding are completely full, and putting anything else in risks, ripping them and
Oh, dang.
losing the enchantment, which would mean spewing 37,000 gold pieces onto the street.
Like the end of a Sonic game.
a
that
small
you've been
a small
really-
explosion. It would be a little dangerous.
Yeah.
I technically could also trade bags with her.
Well,
My
he was
backpack
gonna
should be enough,
carry
right?
it. I just didn't know if anybody had a way to make it not look like...
Oh, just put your cape over it.
Yes, right.
Okay, and then...
Okay, so that's a magical hat. I am gonna need it back before you get on the ship. But you can just think about anything you want to look like, anything at all, and we should be able to pass through without being noticed.
You can look like someone else so that when we're walking to the docks, if we run into or pass by anybody, really, that might speak with Leroy, they won't recognize that it's you.
Right. She kind of looks around, and then there's a little bit of a flicker before she just turns in, takes the visage of there's a Tabaxi man that was just kind of walking by on the street, and as soon as he's you're out of his eyesight, she changes and takes his form.
That'll do.
Perfect.
Did it work? Oh my.
Yeah, if we just maybe move along.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah,
Right. To the Dark World, I guess.
Yes.
yes.
This is rather peculiar, but it is nice to meet you two.
It's nice to meet you. Sorry about the circumstances.
Well, hopefully they'll be looking up for all of us here pretty soon. you begin making your way down south along the high road into the dock ward, which is pretty much a straight shot from here.
Oh, beautiful.
But again, Founders Day, parades all along the high road.
And trying to be like sneaky.
Yeah, it's going to take... Well, first off, everybody roll a stealth check. I'm going to give Priscilla advantage because she is disguised.
21.
21,
16.
16.
No matter what
6.
dice I roll, it is going to be a 5. Apparently.
All right. So yeah, it takes you the better part of probably 2 or 3 hours to traverse the entire length, north to south, of Waterdeep. But eventually you do come into the dock ward, and for the sake of brevity, we'll say that you take Priscilla to the dockmaster, who is kind of in charge of scheduling and knowing which ships are passenger ships, which are... He is the dockmaster. And yeah, in charge of chartering ships, scheduling things, keeping everything in order. And we'll say for a trip for one to Gold Run in Vassacre, which is where Priscilla lands on one of the few places she knows outside of Windfell that she would like to visit. One-way trip, right? Yes. Comes out to 12 gold for passage.
Oh, okay.
It's a long way.
Gonna give her 2 paper birds. If I could.
Yeah. And then, how much did I...
If you wanted to write about halfway through the trip, and when you arrive to Cholula, that would be something.
Right. I can do that.
Where do I find money on here?
Go to inventory.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's got your GPs.
We're moving Kitty to digital.
We're trying at least.
I've seen children at Walmart that use iPads better than you do.
Well, that's because they literally grew
Yeah,
up
that's
with
what
They
I
have nothing else to do.
Yeah. Just a chimp with a Cheeto, really.
I would like to give is the ship boarding like currently?
No, it's got about an hour before it sets sail.
Okay. Is there a place in here where we can go like sit and wait for the...
There's a bar nearby called the Skewered Dragon. I think you guys are familiar.
Might as well.
Okay.
I mean,
One last trip?
I can go in first and look for this Leroy type.
Oh, I got this guy's name and I
good
can't
idea.
remember it. I like went over there to get his name and then made like a deal for his sour to sell at the tavern.
His name was Tug Bottom, right? Something of that nature.
Something like that.
I'll find him and see
was-
if Leroy's in.
It was Beardsley. Beardsley Tugbottom.
Beardsley Tug Bottom. Right. Sounds like an action. I'm gonna go check on the bar. Can I see if
Yeah, make a perception check.
Leroy's in there?
And you've absolutely seen Leroy before, so you would recognize him.
Is it kind of busy in here?
Yeah. It's
Even at
busy
the docks? Okay.
all over the city today.
Okay.
People who never go out are out today.
That's 23.
23. After about 5 minutes going inside and investigating thoroughly, you're 100% certain that Leroy Ender is not present in this bar particularly.
I think we're good.
All good?
Okay.
We take
go
a seat in
in.
the corner.
Okay, you take a seat in the corner. There is an open seat in the corner, thankfully.
Wonderful.
It is rowdy in here right now.
Oh, good. So nobody will notice us.
People are singing loudly and slamming tankards together, and there's just a thin film of various mixtures of alcohol just coating the entire floor.
Oh, man, they got
windows are
those
still
bar mats.
busted out. No windows. You could hear the singing as you approached. And you do see Beardsley behind the bar, and he looks like he's having the worst day of his life.
Yeah. I'm gonna
But he kind of
go
always looks like that. So.
just very quickly order just an ale for one of the sours for everybody.
welcome back.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Here for some sour, I guess.
Yes. Could I get 4, please.
4. Of course you can. 2 gold, please.
Okay. I'm gonna give him 3.
Thanks. Always appreciate a tip. You want a shot?
Yeah, if you have the hands, be something.
Yeah, well, we're pretty busy. Pours 4 shots.
Does that mean we're getting
These are on the house.
Oh, they're on the house.
Cheers.
Fine.
Cheers! Why are you yelling at us?
This is just how I talk.
There's tears in my eyes.
It's alright. Thank you
Does he
so
I've got
much.
customers
Does
to
he
serve.
seem cursed?
It was nice to see you.
You too.
Make an Arcana check.
Does he seem cursed to seem mad all the time? 14.
Hard to tell.
Is this what I sound like all the time?
Thanks.
Is this what you guys are trying to tell me?
No, it's not.
So I'll take the beers back to the corner table, and I would like to subtly... Not subtly, I know everybody's like got their own shit going on. I want to give Priscilla 100 dragons.
Okay. We'll say that you probably planned for this and had like a couple of coin purses to do so.
Yeah.
Probably in platinum,
Yeah.
you know, for ease of coinage.
Yeah, that's
I do
fair.
have platinum.
Yeah. If you have
I'll
at least
give her-
10, that's equivalent.
Yeah, I'll
Perfect.
do that.
So yeah, you hand over a single coin purse of 10 platinum she takes from you. I know better than to ask any questions, but Leroy always said that having you around was a curse on our house, but it was nice having some help.
I actually was wondering if I could ask a couple questions about that.
Alma and I could step out if you
actually,
wanted.
I don't have
Yeah,
to.
we're-
It's
Right, yes.
fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't mind.
So
Good drinks.
I had been told. I was under the impression that my family was from Hillslip, but I had this sort of a dream memory the other day, that I was a child coming here on a boat from a place with red sand, and Leroy speaking with the caller, asking if you, or if he, I guess, was gonna be safe with me there. And I was wondering if you could tell me what that means.
I don't know much. Again, all I have to go on is what Leroy was kind enough to share with me when he did, which is to say when he was drunk enough to slip up and let something out. He told me the same lie at first, that you was just a child from Hillslip, whole family killed by bandits, traveling in a caravan. But one night after one of his bandas, when he was starting to wild down a bit, he mentioned it was hard to make out. He was slurring his words so hard, but something like should have never dealt with that woman in Loogie.
Loogie?
And I think that's what he said.
I hope so.
It was hard. It was hard to make out. It sounded like he was saying that woman from Loogie.
I'm trying, I'm sorry.
But I didn't think too much of it. The way that I viewed it, we was charged with taking care of you, so I was going to take care of you. Gods know somebody had to.
Mm-hmm.
No offense. But it's always sat a little sideways with me as well.
I think he made some sort of a deal with a fae creature of some sort. what I don't understand is why I was considered a form of payment for something, or a means to equalize a debt of some sort. That and where I'm actually from, that would be something that would be good to know.
I honestly couldn't tell you, but
You had a map of Mystanor, yes?
I have a map of
Cholula actually has a book
I have a book.
on a brief history of Mystanor, and the first page is a map of Mystanor, yes.
Forgive me, I think you might be pronouncing the name of a city in Mystanor wrong.
That wouldn't surprise me. They're all pretty frilly over there from what I heard.
Really?
Um,
Sylas, right?
Good to know.
yes, I did. I have it more accessible to myself, though. I'll
I
send
mean,
it to
Elvish
Gaynor.
is such a mess. Who can really...
Look at that.
I'm not
Live play
fluent,
display.
I
The
would
word that keeps
say.
coming into my brain is like Lily Coy.
I will post the map of Mystanor once again. This time I'm going to post it in our Discord, which you can get to through our About section here on Twitch. I'm going to post it in the...
There's a live one now.
Yeah, where did it go?
Where did it go? Oh, it's at the bottom. Shows. Watching live.
Oh, I had that tab closed for some reason. Yeah, watching Arcanarama live. Adding now.
That's what we're doing right now. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
A
with the
child.
delay, that means it would be then. We're saying now, but by the time they receive it, it's like way...
It's there!
Lugrieve.
Lugrieve. That could be what he was trying to muscle out.
It
But
could sound like Lugie if you were drunk.
Does that translate to anything in Elvish?
do you speak You speak
Yes.
Elvish. It does.
I'm elfish.
Never again.
Oh. Go ahead and delete that shirt from your mind. Don't even put it on.
Yes. Lugrieve literally translates to dragon skin.
Oh.
How would an elf say it?
Wait, didn't we...
Lugrieve.
Look at it.
The beaches, the
Lugrieve.
red sand beaches
The
are...
sand is Dragon's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
The
So...
sand. I've got dragons in my eyes.
I breathed it.
That works.
I don't know what kind of bargain he made, but whatever it was, he certainly got the short end of it.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be how this works out.
If you couldn't tell from our situation.
I haven't heard of many tall ends of bargains, honestly.
Usually the person, in this case the fairy, on the other side of the bargain, has the tall end.
It was just a figure of speech.
Long
I've never heard it said that way.
The long end of a bargain?
Long end? Short end. It's not important, sorry.
I say it's history is told by the victors, right? It's like the short end of the bargain seems like that the person who got the short end told that story. There's no tall end of a bargain.
It was my understanding that it had to do something about drawing straws, and one of them was shorter than the other.
Right.
You get the short end of the stick.
But the person that gets the longest stick never tells the stories. Like, I got the long end
Well,
of
all
the
the
bargain.
other sticks are the same.
Right. Well, if you win, why would you need to talk about it if someone else has already lost?
So
bragging?
Lugrieve is probably
That's
the
fair.
place,
Right,
right?
yes.
That we're looking for?
That's the lead that we have. But, I guess I'll see what I can find out when we get there. I just wanted to thank you for not being the way that he is, and for showing me how to cook a proper meal.
I guess on that end, I thank you as well.
Yes, thank you very much.
Do you know anything about when they came and took me back or away?
I know that tall man, he came back. He said the debt was paid.
and he took you away from us. That's all I know.
Alright.
I'm glad I got to see you one more time.
I am too. Do you want anything to... I could order some food if you want, or they'll probably have something on the ship.
Oh, I'm sure you've given me more than enough to cover my travels and my arrival, so...
Well, just, you gave it 2 birds.
Yes, one for half trip and one for the end.
Well, if you could just send me one when you get there, and save the other if he finds out where you are. You let me know.
Of course. I'll be honest, I'm... Even looking as I do, I'm a little uncomfortable being in a place that I know he could rightly walk in the door any minute. I think I saw a bookstore down the street. I might spend the rest of my time there. I know you said you had places to be.
We do.
I don't want to keep you on my account, so... I believe it was called Wondrous Reads, Words, something other.
Oh yeah, you could literally get lost in there and nobody would notice.
Perfect. I think I'll do just that. And the chances of Leroy stumbling his way into a bookstore is
if you
few and far between. So,
wouldn't mind us walking you over there,
and I can retain your hat.
unfortunately
Of
do
course.
need that back.
Of course. Finishing your drinks, you all exit the Skewered Dragon, bid your potentially final farewell to Beardsley, who just kind of gives you a crooked lip about it. And you make your way down the street a ways, couple blocks, to Wondrous Reads, where Alma used to work and live.
I think Beardsley's gonna miss us. I couldn't tell, but
I think, is he mad at me?
no, he's just...
Did I do something?
It was that, you remember that first night? It was kind of like a whole conversation. He didn't seem to...
He just has a way that he talks, is
Right.
all I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very unfortunate in the service industry.
We haven't been here, right?
No,
Okay.
only Alma has been here before.
What's it look like?
Stepping inside, it's a nice kind of like, from the outside it looks almost like a townhome, just kind of like a tall, narrow building.
Yeah.
And stepping inside it is pretty deep, and you get the sense that it feels almost like a wizard's tower, in how a lot of things in those places tend to not like Blackstaff Tower is probably your closest equivalent to this, because there so many things are kind of held in place by magic that it's like impossible architecture. But this is just kind of like lucky architecture, where like there's literally an archway that's just loose books that are so tightly packed into this archway that it creates this like little entryway that you
That
walk
makes me
through.
want to grab one of those books.
It is 12 feet up, but you could jump and see what happens. But yeah, the whole place is just like bookshelves leaning on each other, and like there are probably tons of hidden gems that you could find here if you took the time to traverse its dangerous
There's probably
pathways.
like 2 shelves here and there all the time that are like slightly more organized.
Yeah.
and are slowly becoming disheveled. Yeah, you all enter, getting out of sight from the outside. Priscilla looks around. I could definitely get lost in
Do you
here.
want to maybe know what cardinal direction the door is in? Have you lived here?
Yeah, upstairs.
Wow.
Stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking up, the ceiling's pretty high, so it's like it's an interesting little nook.
And the stairs are made of wood, right? Not various volumes. Okay.
Well, there's
here you
usually
are.
like a big
She
pile.
like shifts back to herself. hands
Here's
you back.
yours. Usually there's like a big pile in front of the stairs, but you can kind of shove it out of the way. Usually, sometimes they're kind of heavy.
That's
Thank you. I shall let you know via bird when I have arrived, and I'll save the other for if it's needed.
Right.
Thank you again for your kindness.
And you for yours. Goodbye, Priscilla.
Cholula. Friends of Cholula.
It was nice to meet you.
You as well.
God, if we got sponsored. Friends of Cholula. Love that.
That's our nonprofit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friends of
We
chili
just love
garlic.
the iconic wooden cap.
Friends of children.
That's their foundation. Is life too spicy?
Kick it up a notch.
Just like a hungry child. It's like, pick it up a notch.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to anyone you would like to talk to, say goodbye to, anything of that nature before waiting it out at the vault?
I don't think so. I mean, really, it's just Renair and he's gonna be there.
Stepping outside.
Also, as you're exiting, you hear this and turning around, you see that Sylas' shadow climbed up the wall and plucked a book out of the archway.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Can I catch one of the books?
You know, it's a problem.
You can't catch one because you hear them fall, and that's what sparks you turning around. But you can pick one up if you'd like off the ground.
Yeah, what is it?
Roll a d10.
It's a problem, but no one would believe me if I told them what it did. You know? So like what did it and why? So it's fine, right? Just walk away calmly and my friend will catch up.
It's called Sleight Hands, and it appears to be like a lock-picking how-to guide.
I'm gonna leave a gold piece on a shelf and just put the book in my bag.
Okay. I'm sorry, what were you doing as you stepped out?
If my friend catches up, I was wondering if
He does.
if
Never
we could
thought
find anyone who looks Harperish.
that. You can make a perception check.
These sneaky Harpers.
Sneaky habits.
Didn't we like?
Oh, you're very good.
Didn't we tell Grum that we wanted to meet with Mert or something? Didn't we?
did.
Or we
Like
just sent
a
a
long
message.
time ago. Like a really long time
We
ago.
gotta talk to him.
16. You see a familiar face. Stumbling down the street, a beer bottle in each hand, you see a familiar red-skinned tiefling, Grumbrushly.
I will be right back. Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I'll be right back.
Okay.
It'll be fine. I'll saunter over
I
to
guess
him.
we'll stand here.
I guess we'll stand here and look casual. Do I look casual?
Yes.
I looked in my shadow.
You've never been more casual.
posing
Thank you so
in the
much. I've
circle.
been practicing.
He like takes a
practicing
swig.
casual.
Wow. Like looking at floats as they go by. It's fascinating. As you're doing this, you also see some of these parade floats going by. You see a brilliant float that is kind of like a mock-up of a ship being pulled by oxen through the street, and there are automaton pirates enacting an old sea battle that took place in the Gulf of Winfell near Waterdeep back in the day, around the time of the founding of Waterdeep. And you see like a mixture of weird automatons and like a lot of very handsome human men.
Yeah, are they singing?
They're not singing. It's like
No shanties?
you know those, it's like medieval times but on a boat with pirates. It's like kind of like that, but in the street, being pulled as a float.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a big Garfield balloon.
But yeah, there's like people swinging and doing acrobatic feats on like ropes and
Just
things of that nature.
chunky tabaxi with like,
On
Yeah.
your chomp.
Eating lasagna.
yeah.
Yeah, and Grumbrush is like, wow, yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, guy?
Lasagna for dinner.
I discussed you sending a message to Mert,
Right, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah, I never heard back on
Neat.
that one.
Um,
Sorry about that.
could you tell him I'll be off continent? And maybe I won't hear back about that either.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, just when you see him. It doesn't have to be a
where-
now thing.
Where are you headed, if you don't mind me asking? Travel's always fun. Sounds cool. I just wanted to go down to Grimdall myself. I hear they got some nice tropics up in like the northern parts.
Yeah, that does sound nice.
Because I'm just fascinated with dragon history.
That shit's crazy.
Right, then you might tell him that where the sands are dragons. I mean...
Wow, cool. Like golden sands.
Right,
Nice.
yes.
Yeah, I'll tell him that. Cool.
How have you been?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. You good?
You want a beer? I got 2, but I've only gotten like halfway through this one.
And your thumbs on both of them.
It's getting hot. You want it?
I'm fine. Actually,
Alright.
He takes a drink out of the one that's not halfway done.
how's the family? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
No, I always end up asking you to do things that never...
No, that's cool. How's your family? I assume you have like a family.
Yeah, it's getting there, you know.
Cool.
It's hard getting everyone in the same place at once.
That's awesome.
So we're good then.
Yeah.
You've got the message, which is...
Tell him that Dragon Sands is where you're going.
I don't know if that was intentional, Cameron, but that was wonderful. Yes, that. Good seeing you. Grum
brush.
Grum brushes.
You ever seen these guys before? This shit's crazy.
The pirate thing?
Yeah.
No. And I'll just try to like back behind his line of sight as he
Zardo's Zord and his merry band.
Slowly walk away. He doesn't seem to notice.
Right, that's squared away. I don't know. It's all fine. That was Grum. He was good. He had a warm beer for you. I almost suggested it if it didn't mean talking to him anymore.
He seems nice,
He
right?
seems like a fun guy.
He does, yes.
Yeah.
He asked about the family. I said, it's good.
I was acting casual.
I saw. I did.
Did we
see
look
the pirates?
casual?
Make a performance check, both of you.
On the reception.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Look at my face.
I'm gonna percept the hell out of this. 24.
So that's DC 24 for it to have looked casual.
Oh,
Oh,
19.
16.
16. They were doing fine.
Had I
You have some notes.
I'll look at my shadow, who's still kind of posing, kind of like leaning up against someone's other
Oh,
shadow.
does he look really casual?
Yeah, it's weird because he's like on a corner too, so he's like literally folded, leaning on a pillar.
We should go.
Yeah. Yes. Out of public, probably.
Quite a few days. I could go for a bath.
I could go for
Alright, maybe we
some
could get
sleep.
a little rest before they get back.
Yes, please.
So, you make your way back to the Sea Ward. At this point, the sun is setting, and the party is just kind of... I don't know if we've talked about this before, but in Waterdeep, pretty much each month, not each month, but on certain months there are big holidays, namely Greengrass, Founders Day, Harvest Peak, and Feast of the Moon. Each of these holidays are actually 10-day long celebrations.
Oh, God.
So on the fourth 10-day of that month, of their respective months, is like a week-long celebration of whichever thing is going on. And Founders Day in particular kind of ramps up over, so it is currently Raven's Day, which is the last day of the 10-day. And the day that Founders Day meets its peak, and it is the night of the official Founders Day celebration, and shit is getting wild in the city, as it does. City Watch has their hands full, and everyone's having a great time, and some people are having a really bad time.
Yeah.
And you pass all sorts as you make your way once again from the Dock Ward all the way up into the Sea Ward.
I'm upset about what happened to the tavern, but I'm so happy to not be working at a bar right now. I don't know if the two of you had much experience with the service industry, but nights like this are a nightmare.
No, mostly. Honestly, just our opening night was enough to make me almost cry. It was like a lot of people, and they all wanted something.
They always want something.
All of them. No matter how many things they got, they wanted more.
People.
In the evening, you arrive back at Lady Esvel Rosnar's tower, the late Lady Esvel Rosnar's tower.
Well, do you wanna?
I will tuck into an alley.
Yeah,
Doop,
same
doop.
one as before.
Yep.
There is one guy who's like peeing at the end of the alley, but he doesn't seem to notice that you tuck in and shift and exit.
He's busy.
I'm gonna spirit whisper into his head.
Okay.
You stop that. You stop that right now.
There's just, you don't hear words, you just hear, and there's like a spray as he like quickly turns, and it's a mess.
Horrifying.
That's
Horrifying.
horrifying.
That's just too much. Let's
Anyway,
go.
you all approach and enter.
You've ruined the bathroom for Taylor. I just want you to know that. Like, there are no moments that are private.
You're
No.
doing that in a bathroom, not an alley.
Sure, yeah.
You don't know.
That would be my fault, yeah. You don't know my life.
Get out of alleys.
You all re-enter the tower in the Sea Ward, heading down back into the basement, into the vault. Probably for the sake of ease, I would say you probably just enter the vault and hang out in that first chamber with the doors. You've all got bedrolls and any supplies that you would need to venture out and camp in the wild. So camping in a place like this, truly dungeon delving, is easy enough.
Did Ollie have like a ritual she would do for Macabre or anything before going to bed? Other than like we don't have a bathtub that we can all share or anything.
Not before bed, but
Okay.
after waking up was when she would do her morning workout, which consisted of mostly push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups, but also reciting prayers as she did, which reciting prayers for Macabre is mostly like listing stuff you
that
want.
Yeah.
It's kind of like doing a little
Tis the season.
little Santa's wish list every morning.
Yeah.
It's the secret.
And then
Yeah, kind of like the opposite of Arya's list, I guess.
we still have like pretty much a day before they get back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We should probably at least take a couple of shifts.
It could be good practice, you know? We
Well,
could set up
see-
kind of a camp.
If you start having trouble while you're sleeping.
Right.
We could go through the doors. It's lead lined, right?
So we've been told, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that would give you a more restful sleep.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll go the rest of the way.
Yeah, you once again gingerly muscle your way across the just really fucked
Brute force.
bridge at this point.
I keep meaning to bring like a plank or a ladder or something.
we mention it a lot. you know?
Every time.
Every
I
time
didn't
it
think
brings
we'd
someone
show
down
up
here.
this many
Yeah, we
times.
bring
Oh,
them
Really?
man. How fucking sorry, brief like break here, but how fucking useful would it be to just keep a ladder in your bag of holding?
Yeah.
So many situations.
I
that
love
could be
the idea
useful.
of watching somebody pull a ladder out of a bag of holding.
Yeah,
just
I've
like-
never seen anyone do that in a game before.
Or you could make like a rope ladder that
Yeah.
you can just wad up and put
That's
in
true.
the bag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
But yeah, like the wooden ladder, because you can just like boom, you can get across at least 9-foot gaps now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Well,
Anyway,
I know what we're getting.
Yeah.
so you all make
Bag
your
of
way.
hold.
You all make your way into the vault proper, which is very somber. There's it's fully empty. There's the pile of stones in the corner, the 2 brooms that you used to help clean up when you first got here, and at this point now, just various kind of dried brownish stains that decorate the room as just kind of a grim reminder of what took place here.
Mm-hmm.
You find your rest, and you all sleep peacefully
We take shifts.
in shifts.
During mine, I press to digitate all of the brownish spots away.
Perfect. We'll say you just kind of add them to the rock pile. And you can all take a long rest and get your benefits of that.
My
Your
stuff.
temporary lost hit points do not return.
Oh, neato. I think I have to redo that because when I leveled up, it just kind of...
Oh, I see.
You were minus 11.
We can check the tapes during the break.
Well, I remember
all squared away.
that he lost 5 and then 6, and then I happened to do a temporary hit point on him that was
Because it was
12,
9.
so it brought him 1 over what he
Yeah.
originally had.
Okay, perfect.
There was I can memorize some things, but only if they fit my very specific brain operations.
That's fair. The majority of the next day passes. If there's anything that you guys are working on skill-wise or like any of those little rolling lists of buffing anything up,
Yeah,
we can
I'm
work on
gonna-
that. This is kind of like a little downtime section. This is the last time I'll explain this because I know I do it every time, but we may have some new viewers. But we have kind of a little homebrew system in our game where if you would like to either maybe like learn a skill proficiency, learn a language, or bump up one of your ability scores, the big number, by 1, we set up a 10-day rolling table. So you make yourself 10 little circles, starts at a DC that I set. On a success, the DC goes up by 1, and you continue making whatever rolls we decide on until you complete it, and then you achieve the thing you were looking for.
DC
natural
goes
20,
up.
natural 20, 2 successes. DC goes up by 1. Natural 1, the DC still goes up, but you don't have a success. And if you just fail without rolling a 1, everything stays the same, and you just try again later.
I was going to go over that book, the Mystanor thing, as much as I could and go for that intelligence thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll start there. We can go around one at a time and see what you guys are working on.
DC 16 right now.
Yeah, these are just straight intelligence checks.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
All right.
It was a
Cholula?
2.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on my games.
Yeah, Chulula's trying to bump up her strength a little bit, doing some push-ups, just like Ollie taught you.
Yeah. Ooh, meets it.
Meets it, beats it. Nice. Is that the whole thing?
Uno más.
1 away. What's your DC at?
19.
Ooh.
Oh, I think he has
I'm
it,
just
actually.
filling in a
Yeah,
bubble.
sorry. You still need one though. That one's dead.
Thank you, Manager
Ooh, a
Natalie.
red one.
Yeah, sorry. I roused you.
She looks real cute over there with her blanket.
Yeah, she's
So,
full bundled over there.
so Cholula is 1 success away from bumping up her strength score. That's exciting.
You're so strong, you guys.
Alma, what were you working on? You were working on your dexterity,
Yeah,
correct?
now that I can't copy what Ollie and Cholula were doing, I have been sitting there staring at Sylas from across the room, and as soon as he closes his book,
Yeah, you're like reading a book, and every so often you'll like look up, and Alma will like look away.
as soon as the book closes, I will approach. Hello. Hi. I need your help.
Right, I feel like I just didn't get anywhere in this book.
Let me see it.
Well, that's really the order of it.
Oh, well, I mean, we can work on that, but you're probably going to want to focus on Mystanor soon.
Yes.
The book is way bigger, it's way older. Waterdeep is pretty new. Can you help me learn to fight?
Fight? What kind of fighting are you looking for?
Like, not the magic kind, because unfortunately the thing seems to be that as soon as I'm backed into a corner, I'm a little bit fucked.
Well, you don't get backed into a corner. That's kind of like step 1 is don't be...
Okay, help me learn how to do that then, please.
Right, well, how are your calisthenics?
And I'm working on my dexterity.
Yeah, as you guys begin running through kind of Silas's morning ritual and the preparations that you do to start your day.
Don't think about it like a workout. Think about it...
I punch him.
It doesn't hurt at all.
No, it's not even a one hit.
I was talking...
You
but-
wouldn't even have expected it, though, is the thing.
That's true, I guess.
I kick him.
All right, if you do that again, I might have to do something back to prove a point. I'm going to grab her hand and throw her to the ground if I could.
Yeah, you get fully like fist caught and over the shoulder to the ground. It doesn't hurt at all.
Okay.
It gives you kind of a true sense because you've seen Sylas fight.
Yeah.
And even in the moment, he doesn't particularly seem to know exactly what he's doing. But in this particular instance, you witnessing it firsthand.
Provoked me.
It's so quick but gentle that you're like not even winded. You just are like you reached out to punch and then suddenly everything was spinning and then you were on the ground, but you're not injured in any way.
Okay.
Have you guys ever worked with somebody who's had to pull someone out of the bar? Like,
Yes.
I've had to pull people out of bars.
Yeah, just kind of like.
I've watched my manager do that.
Yeah, Sam and I both had a manager who was like, and you guys know this, but you guys don't know this, an ex-UFC fighter, and his dude was and is still jacked, and his not really a motto, but his like code was grown men don't want to fight you anymore once you lift them off the ground.
Yeah.
Which is true.
And neither do Almah's. But I had a revelation, and I went up 1 point. Or not up 1 point, but I passed that one.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
What's the DC now?
13.
So next time, we'll just
it was
work on
11,
with
so it's
advantage, right?
12. No,
Because you had instruction. So roll again just to see if it was a crit.
it was not.
Okay.
So next time, we'll just work on how winded you got back there.
I'm like flat on my back. I think I understand something now.
Which is... Don't tell me you're going to punch me after you do it 3 times?
I'm gonna try and do that thing where I like grab his legs with my legs and like I'm just kind of wiggling.
Nope.
You're gonna go down. I think I'm weakening you.
Doing that and Sylas just.
It's kind of like, you know when like
like a
little tiny baby lions are just like biting the shit out of a real big lion's
Yeah.
face? That's probably what this looks like. Just a whole lot of like...
Mufasa just like.
Yeah, as this is happening, Sylas,
your son.
Sylas, with your perception, you notice re-entering the vault, Renaer and currently Baroque Klinghammer, who you know to be Aranax in his dwarven form.
Oh, good.
Hello there.
I like calmly step out of whatever whirlwind that Otto put me in.
I slink to the shadows.
My shadow gets out of the way.
So how did it go?
Renaer steps up. It was touching. We unfortunately didn't get to stay for the ceremony. It will take place this evening, but the reconstruction is actually looking quite nice. I understand that Lord Castellanta had only been making payments on the renovations for a couple of 10-day now, but things are really coming together.
And did you give them the rest to finish?
We did, yes. And you see that he's like a bag short
Yeah.
than he was before.
Wonderful.
Actually, several bags because he had a couple of places he had to go drop things off.
Do you know where she'll be? Where they're gonna put her?
She will be. The way that they phrased it was that her consciousness has been freed from this mortal plane, but her body shall reside within the catacombs of the temple.
Is that somewhere that people could visit?
I believe so, yes. As I understand it, she was being interred adjacent to her former instructor.
Oh. I know that it's too dangerous. I really wish that we could go be there for her.
Right, well, perhaps one day you can return, and until then I can visit her daily for you.
That would be amazing. Well,
If it helps, I saw her pass on, and I think she got ghost married.
what?
Excuse me.
That's quite a sentence.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'd love to go to a ghost wedding
I
one day.
really,
It sounds
really
like a
did
lovely
think
event.
hard about how I was gonna phrase that, but it
You
wasn't
thought
working
hard
out.
about that.
How do you explain any of it?
I don't know. What was it that you said? I'm sorry. It was you.
She got
was
ghost married.
Ghost
I
married.
think she got ghost married.
Okay, so what you could have said was, I saw her.
Oh, that
In
ring
her-
she was always playing with. She said,
Non-physical form. I'm getting through this. I'm sorry.
okay,
If I'm
to
not mistaken,
open the door.
when we entered,
She said something about Kiara?
Something like that.
that's why it sounded familiar. Her instructor that she is being interred
That's nice.
to. Interesting. The temple seemed unaware. They didn't say anything to us about it, at least.
Oh.
They didn't refer to her as a fiancée or anything, but interesting.
She was engaged to an
Ghost
instructor.
married. I thought we would say the same thing, but
No
we
one's
didn't.
going to say ghost married unprompted. I don't know why that's the way you went.
Well-
She spiritually fulfilled her marriage.
Did she
or
seem
her
happy?
engagement, maybe.
Yes.
Should we be, I don't mean to interrupt. It seems like you have a nice conversation about your friend. Tragedy. Should we be going soon?
Yeah, yeah, we should. You're probably ready to get out of here.
Oh,
Right,
I
yeah.
can't wait to spread my wings. I haven't had them fully unfurled in some time.
Where should we leave from?
I was going to ask you, actually. Could be fun to have a bit of fun in the city, give them a dragon sighting before they leave, but that could bring a hail of arrows upon us.
Especially right now.
If we're high enough up where they can't reach you with arrows.
We need to be somewhere where I can make some kind of a saddle of some sort for myself.
So,
Yes?
are there any woods outside the city?
I think there's a couple of cliffs, right? Near the shore? North of the city?
Well, we could
What was that?
probably hide
South.
out near those.
There are, there's the cliff overlooking Undercliff on the other side of the city, or there's the option of the sprawling beaches of the coast.
Really, wherever you think.
Or we could come out from the top of Bramble Manor and you do a big dragon
Oh,
roar,
we could go to Bramble Manor.
and then we fly off from there. I'm in with you on making a spectacle.
Is there any kind of like big room there that you could work on your harness
There's a
while I'm in
ballroom.
my full form so we can get the proper
mean-
measurements?
There's a ballroom.
Seeing the
Do you
full
like
form
balls?
of this dragon.
I'm sorry, what?
She asked you a question. It was plain and simple. It's just
I
the-
didn't hear what you said. I was
No,
not listening.
She could
I,
repeat
Cameron,
it.
did not hear
No,
what
she
you
could
said.
repeat
I
it.
didn't either.
She's
Do you like balls?
I love a big get together.
Okay, great.
Dancing. Never been
Where's
invited
the
to one.
ballroom?
Perfect. Sounds like a perfect spot.
looking, trying to remember his scale and
Yeah, make
the
a-
scale of the
Like,
ballroom.
Between these columns versus the ballroom, I feel like the ballroom is probably bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Just making sure.
I would guess, like the gatherings Genevieve would throw would probably need to hold hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Oh, it is
So-
a ballroom.
Ostentatious.
A room for ball.
And those
There's
big
room
dresses.
for balls. So
His big.
Let's do that.
Okay.
right, and then we can just come blasting out of the ceiling.
Well, no, I mean, I do plan on renovating the place at some point, so maybe
Alright, well,
some
maybe
double
come
doors. Or
blasting
something.
You could
out
put
of
a
the
skylight
back garden.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
blasting out of the back garden with no trees or small
we-
things around that I can pay
Can
for.
we land on the roof? So we can be on the roof and do the dragon screech and then
Just keep
fly
in
out
mind, I
from
want
there.
to keep the house intact in a way that I could repair
Alright.
it.
Alright,
Yeah.
it'll be a bit of a challenge even to grip onto the roof anyway, because I'll have two of you in my hands.
That's true.
Right.
But I can use
So-
my back legs to grip on, and I can hold you up, and I can roar, and then we can
And
fly
we'll
away.
scream. Oh
I mean, I think that maybe we also don't want people investigating Bramble Manor too closely. So we should probably just take off from there in
Just
a.
take off in the night on the back of a dragon, just like a
no! It's
normal
not
night.
right now. Why don't we just?
It'll be night soon.
Yeah. So we can
The
go.
sun's only just
soon.
set.
Why don't we just find an area large enough or something.
We could
We could just go down
we could
to
just
the beach.
get on the back of a dragon and fly across a sea. We could do that.
Fine, let's just
I'm
go
sorry,
to the
I'm just-
beaches and we'll do something real boring,
little
just
bit-
like you love.
You're being held by a dragon. I have to build a
We
a
can just
saddle.
tie you to him.
Just tie me to a dragon. Something you've done, yes? Something
would-
you've read about in your old job?
Probably not.
Right.
But, like, how hard can it be?
I don't know. That's the thing, is I want some time to work on it, because I don't know.
Are there dragons that have a gullet that's sort of like a pelican?
Oh, probably.
That would
There's a
be
whole
interesting
number
to
of
see.
dragons.
Oh, I thought that was
different-
going to relate back to the saddle.
No, I was just thinking about
You could
how.
just
Oh, I
eat
could,
me.
They
I
can
could hold them
fly
in
and-
my mouth.
Oh,
It'd be a bit hard, but
But yeah, I don't want you to have to worry about
probably get
struggling to
pretty
breathe.
dried out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus if
try-
I like accidentally sneeze or something,
he's gone.
right?
And you wanted to have a fun time over the city, and I'm trying to just get onto a dragon.
Time over the city, and you can't make me feel bad about it.
You feel bad? I'm just like the lift off to not be something that hurts. Right? Is that too much? I don't want to be like a wet blanket. Don't look at me like that. I don't want to be a wet blanket. I just don't want to be a dead blanket.
No,
Right?
that's fair. That's fair. What
So
I'm
let's
saying,
go
though,
to
is
the
we could just
ballroom.
strap you down.
Let's go to the ballroom. We'll get a harness built. Hopefully, it won't take too long, so it's still night.
And then we can have all the fun in the world.
And then we can have all the fun in the world.
Riding on a
All
dragon.
the fun in the world.
All the
Not being
fun in
held
the
by
world.
the dragon.
All the fun in the world.
Perfect. You all once again exit the Vault of Dragons,
You're all alone now.
making your way across from the sea
Right.
Renair,
Oh, we hug him and squeeze him.
yeah, he hugs all of you as
Renair.
well. I wish you the safest travels across the Sea of Squalls. It's been a pleasure getting to know you.
I wish we could take you with us.
And I may not have been able to have reciprocated the help as much as Lord Castellanter did, but as is the case with him, I wouldn't be standing here today if you all had not found me. So,
Renee, would you give our goodbyes to Volo and Flume, please?
absolutely.
And Dernan.
Of course. I'll probably have to wait until the day after tomorrow, as
Oh yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
be having a bad time.
they are currently having a great time.
Not Dernan.
No, yeah.
Oh, no. But Volo,
Volo.
100%.
No.
And, yes.
Tell Volo sorry I stole his hat.
Or maybe don't mention it. He won't.
Or maybe don't mention it.
My lips are sealed.
Use your best judgment about his hat.
Of course. I'm sure if I don't mention it, he won't remember.
Tell
I
him
want a
thank
shirt
you
that just has
for the hat.
Renee's face on it and says my lips are sealed. I feel like he says that
Yeah.
a lot.
We force him to say that a lot.
I feel like we've made him say that a lot. It's a catchphrase we forced into his mouth.
Yeah.
I'll just like lock forearms with him.
Yeah, he does so.
You've met my best. And down with tyranny.
Justice for all.
Oh.
Fairness for all. Fuck. Shit.
What do his hands look like?
He's gonna get my
He stabs you.
Who's the quick one now?
Fairness for all. You make your way, saying your final goodbyes to Renair. To Bramble Manor, once again entering through the locked gate. It kind of squeaks on its hinges as you enter. As the sun begins to set on this day as well, you enter the unkempt gardens, the fountain, the cherub atop the brambles themselves, and you enter the luxurious ballroom where Baroque takes his full form as Arnox, the golden dragon, and stands there and can't quite fully unfurl in the space, but it's a little more spacious than the vault was for sure.
All right, so you're going to go ahead and get started making a harness, eh?
Right. Does he have like ridges or of any sort? Like anything that I could make a loop around, like
Oh,
a
is there a
sailor's knot?
picture of him from the book or anything?
Oh, he's in the closet over there.
Aw, he's in the
I
closet.
could get, hey, do you want to grab a dragon out of the closet?
Also, while we're
The
grabbing
gold one?
things, if anybody wouldn't mind just re-upping me with some kind of armadillo goodness,
What
I
kind of
wouldn't
beer
be
would that be?
opposed. Well, the last one that I had was a peanut butter brunch money, but there's also some Rio Frescos in there that are like their seltzer waters, and they're
That's
really
my
good.
next one. The
Yeah.
blood orange hibiscus.
Um,
I'll stand by.
yeah. Oh, a gold dragon.
The gold one that
And
we
then
fighting
literally
with?
any beer. Literally any beer.
But first, a gold dragon.
Yes.
So, if you actually want to pass that over to Taylor,
Okay.
you can investigate and see.
Okay, he's got some ridges.
You said his neck was a bit longer, though, right?
Yes, a little bit, yeah. And technically, his wings should kind of trail all the way down his tail,
Oh.
because gold dragons be like that. But I couldn't find any gold dragon minis
So
specifically.
I'm just gonna go like around the neck and then kind of like U-tied around like my waist. So it's
Okay,
like
so
around
like
the
a
neck and then
cross-tie
a
and
U
then-
around me. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh no, I'm sure.
Ooh, how please. A mesquite being blonde from Armadillo Airways.
Strangely light color, but it's so good.
I'm into it.
I always forget how light they are.
Grip it and rip it, everyone.
Rip it and rip it, everyone.
I've got a lemonade soda. From Armadillo.
A lemony soda.
Business.
So,
If this doesn't choke you too much,
No, I don't think so. That should be lovely.
go ahead and make. I'm going to let you choose either a dexterity check or a sleight of hand check to fasten yourself to this harness. Rather, to fasten yourself to this dragon via harness. And I assume you borrow someone else's rope because yours is
I'll pass
Smaller.
mine over.
yeah, it's like 20 something now.
somewhere in the.
It was 35, and then it got chopped.
Yeah,
10.
somewhere in the city of the dead, there still dangles
I
just a
might-
bit of hempen rope.
Give up on my strength for a little bit and see if Alma can teach me Sylvan.
Ooh, spooky.
Fish. I don't know. I only know common and thieves can't, so
14
I'd like to learn.
We can learn a
with a
language
plus
together.
3.
14.
She knows
You feel
a
pretty
lot.
confident. You feel pretty confident that you're not going anywhere. It'll hold up to wind. You put your full body weight against it. You kind of like jump around a bit. Arnox is comfortable. He's not being choked or anything, which would be a feat in itself to choke a dragon.
Right. Yeah. I'll
But
get there.
he kind of like shudders and flexes a little bit to
Yes.
give you a feel for kind of like
This is how my wings will be moving. This kind of motion.
Okay, right. Do you do a full flap like that? Like all the way up?
Mostly.
Right. Okay. All good. What did you guys want to do? Throw firebombs from the sky at
No, we're not
partygoers?
trying to
Oh, I
hurt
could breathe a
anybody.
gout of fire up into the air.
The air would be nice.
Air is good.
Do we
I
want to leave
think
a
I
message?
think we should
No.
just. I think we should take off up into the air, and then once we're kind of over some people, just a roar or a fire, something that we draw the attention sort of as we're heading out. We're already up and going, and
Maybe out in
Right.
another direction that we're not actually heading.
Ah, and then we can loop back around.
Right, yeah. So kind of like misdirect and then go back towards, yeah, Mystanor.
Alright. They'll probably see me turn around. I'm
Yeah,
quite
right.
large.
You are. Whatever you would like to do. I'm the
I mean,
party
it's not
pooper
like
here.
you could necessarily know that we're going to Mystanor just because we're heading out over the ocean.
No, right.
That's true. We could be headed to
it would
Manglewood
be
or Fort
so fun
Hollywood.
if we had the time to make him look like a float in
That
the
would
parade.
be very fun.
Yes, very fun.
But then you just take off.
Oh, we could do a flyover of the parade.
Yeah.
And then I could do just a splash of fire, not onto the crowd, but up into the sky away from
We
them.
don't want to be close to anything.
Oh, I think that would be lovely.
I think so.
I
Let's
think it's
let's
ultimately
stay
his
high.
decision because he's
Yeah,
an
let's do
ancient
that.
dragon.
Oh
Oh,
God.
I'm not
no.
ancient. I'm just an adult.
I'm just an adult.
What did I say about the walls?
Well, how do you expect me to get out with this harness on? I can't lightly revoke my form.
It's fine. It's fine.
It needs new walls anyway. Look at
I'll
it.
be gentle.
and he like goes over to a window and just like like wall, and makes a sizable hole that he can fit through.
Okay, neat.
What tucks his wings down?
Oh, there's a fountain over there you can topple if you'd like.
It's like
It's a terrible fountain.
it's fascinating because like dragons are these like creatures of legend and lore, and they're like these big, powerful beings. And you see him like daintily like tuck his wings in and like kind of hop through a hole. It's like almost when you see like a vulture on the ground and they're just like running around with their wings out.
Vulture on the ground. Oh, to be a vulture on the ground.
Yes.
Oh, that would be a
Robin
beautiful
Hood.
poem. I want to hear that now.
Yeah.
Oh, to be a vulture on the ground, hopping, screaming.
Bullets flapping.
Fan art doesn't just have to be artwork.
It can be a poem.
Poem.
My next character is going to be an Aarakocra vulture with a crossbow.
Hell yeah, dude. All right.
It's got to be. What are you doing?
As you all step outside, Arnox kind of lays his forearms flat with his hands open for the two of you to step in.
How should I go like standing? Or should I just flop in?
I'd go back down, because I'll close my claws and hold you, but once I take flight, I'll be flipping them around.
Okay.
So we can watch.
So you
I'm
can
gonna,
look
like-
down.
I'm gonna trust fall into his paw.
It's like falling on. He actually does kind of like come up to catch you, and it's very gentle.
Oh. Yeah.
You all set back there?
As set as I never thought I would ever be.
All right. Oh, I should fill you all in.
On?
Well, a flight from Winfell to Mystanor is about 900 miles. With my flying speed, if I don't take a time to take a break and sleep, I could probably make the trip in about 50 hours. Just over 2 days.
Is there anywhere that you can sleep?
I can. I don't think it'll be necessary. But if I need to stop, I'm sure we can come across an island or something.
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
Right, yes.
2 days.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Ready to go!
Sure.
And we're off!
And with a hefty beat of his massive wings, you all are rocketed off of the ground into the sky. You see Waterdeep quickly appearing beneath you. And I need all of you to make an athletics check with advantage, because you were smart enough to use a harness.
Yeah, no.
And those of you that are being
Not
held
losing a character
have a
to
lower DC.
transportation.
16.
Oh, fuck me. How low is it?
It depends. What do you roll?
4?
4? Okay. 16?
17.
17, not bad. Sylas, you instantly know that the knots that you tied in this harness will hold, because the liftoff is one of the worst parts.
Oh, cool.
Almah, you feel yourself begin to slip. Something about when he started shifting to the position that he told you he was going to be in, and seeing the ground so quickly becoming distant, you start to panic, and it's like, you ever seen those videos of people in like the slingshot ride?
Yes,
And there's one
they're
person who is
me.
like falling out.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's going on with Almah right now. But Arnox kind of like looks down and adjusts. And
Can I use my telepathy to like pull myself more in?
I was gonna say he kind of like gets a thumb to where your feet are and like pushes you back through, and then wraps it around to protect you. And you move across Waterdeep faster than any of you ever dreamed of traveling. Well, you probably dreamed about getting across town pretty quick, but seeing the buildings pass beneath you, and I would say honestly, Almah and Cholula probably have a better view than Sylas even, because Sylas, you've got like dragon head and like the beating wings, and you're just kind of fighting to hold on.
Yeah.
You're getting more of like a beautiful view of the Gulf as you approach.
Between like wings coming up to crush me.
Yeah, and then there's a quick kind of almost dive as he dips down. Cholula and Almah, you see as the parade that you all passed by earlier is still going strong, and Arnox swoops down, and you hear gasps and shrieks, and there are some people that you can hear reacting that are like, wow, like, oh man, I can't believe they went like all out for this parade this year. And then other people who are like, we're under attack. And they pretty much all shift to the ladder after Arnox raises his head and just unleashes this massive roar accompanied by a gout of flame that you can all feel from where you are. And the crowd can definitely feel it as it just kind of blasts out into the sky and dissipates before two more hefty beats of the wings, and Arnox is out and coasting over the Gulf of Windfell. After about an hour, you come across land yet again, making it to the other side of the Gulf, where looking down you see swampy marshlands. He's staying pretty high up. Not so much that you're all like freezing to death or anything. Luckily, it's towards the end of summer, so it's not too cold yet. But it is loud and windy. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever... I mean, I know you have. I don't know if all of you have ever been in like a convertible or any kind of like topless vehicle that's going... A roller coaster is also... Yeah. Have you ever tried talking to somebody on a roller coaster?
Yeah, all
No,
the time.
I'm too busy crying.
That's actually why I ride roller coasters. Since I have a nice...
For the conversation.
Some small talk. Traffic, am I right?
Yeah, it is
Write
loud.
that down.
It is loud. But yeah, you see this kind of swampy marshland that gives way to grassy fields, this massive kind of fortified fort, as it were, in the far western reaches of Windfell, before suddenly it's just ocean water beneath you as you travel and travel and travel. Someone, I don't mind who, roll a d6.
You do it.
3.
Oh no. I don't know.
Your first several hours of travel pass pretty easily. Sylas, you've managed to actually fasten yourself well enough to the back of this dragon that you realize probably an hour into the flight of like just having fingernail imprints on your palms that you fastened yourself down well enough that you could feasibly let go and get rest.
He's more coasting now. He's not like actively flapping.
Yeah.
Neat.
Every once in a while there will be one to kind of like regain some altitude, but it's not calm by any means, but but it's calmer than it was. The excitement has kind of died down.
Maybe between like wind spells, you might have heard just like a faint Sylas just Yosemite Samming on the top of just like just very faintly.
I could swear I heard Joe Pesci.
I guess this is kind of a question of trust from Cholula and Almah. Do you guys have enough faith that Arnox isn't going to like drop you to comfortably sleep?
Yeah.
May I roll an insight check?
Yeah.
You check his pulse.
Cocked.
Nice guy.
Go somewhere. 18.
18?
So yeah, I'd say I feel confident in him.
Yeah. Especially after him like rearranging to help you along.
Yeah.
In liftoff.
It wasn't so much a check to see if I trust him and more a check of like, what's my situation here? How sturdy is this?
Yeah. So we'll say for the first night, first of 2 nights of travel, you all get your long rest and don't have to worry about being exhausted or anything of that nature. Upon waking, everyone make a perception check.
Okay.
Now, Sylas, you'll make yours with disadvantage from your vantage point.
26.
26.
Yikes. 11.
10.
Cholula.
I'm still sleeping.
You see floating gently on the water below a lone ship that doesn't appear to have any sails. It has a mast and like places for sails to be, but there are none adorning it. And you see, just this kind of like drifting ship on the ocean below.
Is there anybody on it?
Not that you can see from here.
Huh.
You don't see any movement on deck. You're pretty high up, so the fact that you rolled a 26 is the fact that you see it down there.
Yeah.
No one else seems to notice.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Weird, it doesn't have any sails.
What?
Is that weird?
Well, it's a ship. Usually they have sails to help them go.
Right.
Fascinatingly, like cutting through the wind, like they're right in your ear. You hear Arnox.
Oh, would you like to go down and check it out?
I don't know.
What is everyone talking about?
Sure. We could just swoop down.
If we could just get a little close so we don't have to,
Right, we'll do a flyby.
And he dives, and all of you are just kind of like once again like ah! As he drifts over. You see, upon closer inspection, you see signs of kind of charring, and the wood has grayed significantly. It appears to be some sort of. There's no like marking. There are no flags denoting what type of ship this is. There's no one on board. You just see what appears to be a very old ship adrift at sea.
all alone. Maybe it's a ghost ship. Full of ghosts.
Do I hear ghosts from the ship?
From here, 60 feet up, where you've swooped over it, no. All you hear is. That's wind.
Do I have like free arms through claws?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna go.
Kicking your feet.
I'll do one more pass, and then we can make a decision, eh?
Yeah.
Loops back around. Everybody make another perception check.
This advantage.
At this point, no. He would crane his neck so that you can get a better vantage point.
Oh no. That's 22.
Nice.
24.
Nice.
12.
Not as nice.
Can I hear the ghosts in my head? That's all Almah cares about.
I will say that Cholula and Sylas, looking down, you see some sort of like crest that is appears to be carved into the ship's deck that resembles some sort of. It's hard to tell because it is, again, heavily weathered, but some sort of winged creature with a tail that kind of wraps around, forming the circle around the sigil itself. You can just make out like wings and then a tail that wraps around.
They all want to...
I would say the two of you could make a history check if you would like to,
okay.
since you saw it.
History.
I would like to,
16.
but I have to do some haggling. What about a 6?
Does that do it?
What does a 6 do?
What did Cholula roll?
16?
16?
Yes?
Yeah.
16, yeah.
So, Cholula, you recently, Almah and yourself, not recently, I guess this was a couple 10 days ago, were looking into the disappearance of Borka and doing some reading back and forth and some chatting back and forth on Grimdall and the things that go on there. And you recognize that sigil, and you know it to be the mark of Emperor something Grimdall. He has a name.
Emperor fuck Grimdall.
That's the mark of Emperor Fuck, remember?
Well, there hasn't been an emperor fuck around here for 25 years. Ow.
Y'all not talking about Emperor Fuck down there?
You remember Emperor Fuck?
Oh, I remember. It's so hard to forget. Old Emperor.
Do you guys remember the Colonel Angus SNL sketch? Because that's what this felt like.
Love that good South Park humor.
I don't remember when that happened.
Was that just on one sleeve?
I don't know. I'm not going to search through all my notes right now to find his name. I have
Yeah.
several docs going, but
From an emperor of long past.
no, still the current
recent
emperor
past.
of Grimdall.
Of recent past.
Of now.
I would say that
Yesterday.
with that role, you can't remember his name, but you remember that the continent is named after him, and he is known as Emperor Grimdall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I say that.
What?
And this is one of his ships?
I mean, it's got the
What?
crest.
Should it be out here?
I don't know. Do y'all look at it, or do you think we should just keep going?
I think we should make note of its presence and keep going.
Well put. I'm imagining I can't hear anything. Just because I'm on the back. Yeah, I'm like, there's flapping happening now, so. Essentially bull riding at this point.
Do you want to go?
No,
You do.
I don't. I feel like I should, but I've
Alright, loud and clear, we'll put a pin in it.
And he gains
And he
altitude
drops
yet
a
again,
giant pin in it.
and the ship
And it sinks.
slowly disappears on the horizon behind you as you continue on your way.
Reach out at D6.
The rest of the day passes slowly because it is just blue.
we should have
Just
stopped on the ship to see if there was a bathroom.
I'm gonna take a little nap.
okay.
Alma knows how to pass the time.
I think Sylas tried to pull a book out at one point.
Yeah, I played my
Danger.
You lost like 3 pages. Yeah.
Just
watering my flowers.
Just put like a shirt in front of him.
As you continue on into the next night, you all find your rest yet again, and awaken the next morning on what should be the final day of travel. If I could have someone else roll another d6, please.
I don't do it.
If you roll a 3, roll again.
5,
5.
which isn't 3.
That's true. It's not 3.
Back to Cam. For more numbers news.
Numbers news.
As you are traveling yet again, waking on the day, it's overcast, and you notice those same darkened clouds that have just been kind of lingering over the Gulf are getting closer to your position. Aranax actually calls out,
Looks like we've got a storm moving in. Should I try and take evasive maneuvers? It could add some time to our travel.
I'd like kind of kick and just scream like, maybe over or something.
Oh, go above it. Oxygen gets a bit thin up there. Is that alright with all of you?
How thin?
Yeah, what is thin?
I'll be fine.
Okay, maybe not over then.
We could all hold our breath. I could try and do it fast.
How fast?
Roughly twice as fast as I'm going now.
Do we have
What would that do for us?
do we have
Can
an
we
idea
hold
of
our
how
breath up?
large the clouds are that we're flying over?
Why don't
Perhaps
we
if we
just-
got a look at it from the top, we could see where it ends.
Are there any islands
fun.
nearby?
make a perception check.
That is a natural 1.
A natural 1.
Yeah, I have to do a thing. Hang on.
Yes, please do.
Oh, a thing.
I've been very lucky with these so far.
I feel like it's always the augury spell.
It is.
Will we
she rolls a 4.
suffocate if we go above the storm?
Oh, fuck. I'm deafened.
Are there any?
Yeah, suddenly silence.
Well, it's not silence, it's the voices in my head.
Oh, right.
Screaming
Suddenly,
so loud.
yeah, you're hearing just like the rustling of wind moving past your ears, which it has been for the last several days, last day and a half, I guess. And then suddenly you hear the whispers block out the wind, and it's just... as you are deafened and not blinded, though, looking down, a small island comes into view below. You're almost certain that you hadn't seen it there before. And just as you're convincing yourself that you must have missed it, you look down and you see mountains and trees quickly sink beneath the darkened waves. And it's only then that you notice the looming shadow beneath the water's surface growing smaller and smaller.
I'm having a horrifying time. But as I am deafened, I say nothing to no one.
That's fair.
Did I see that?
No, only Almah saw that.
Oh, okay.
So, what's the plan? Are we going over or around? Or through? We can power through, but it could be dangerous.
Can we just go up as high as we'll need to be before we get to the storm to see if we can breathe? And if we can't, we'll come back down and go around?
Sounds agreeable.
I just
Up
imagine
you go.
just getting just beaten every time those wings get up.
Yeah. Luckily, most of the force is downwards.
Right,
So,
yeah.
the upswing, they're just kind of curling in, and yeah. And it's fascinating to watch as his wings kind of like ripple, which really only Sylas can see this. They like ripple all the way down his tail with each flap, kind of leading from the front.
Well, maybe for the first 2 hours.
He goes up and up and up, and it does get a little hard to breathe. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Whee! I love these. Especially with an 18.
Oh, shit.
Ten?
10.
Saving throw. Dirty 20.
Nice. It's tough. It's weird being like things like it. Your lungs are filling, but it's just like there's not much happening. You think you could probably muscle through it. None of you passed out, but probably not for long.
How are we feeling?
I think if we went real fast.
I could continue kicking you,
Fast it is.
and when I stop kicking, maybe we'll drop.
Is that your plan?
Yeah.
Sounds
I'm
good.
gonna continue tapping your back.
And he like jets off with literally going twice as fast as you have been this whole time. He is now using his action to dash
Oh, that's nice.
as he just rockets through the sky. And I need all of you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh, God!
15 flat.
Oh, that's a dirty 20 again.
9.
Oh no!
Sylas and Cholula, you guys are holding on, still kicking Sylas, literally. Almah, you pass out. You lose consciousness.
I'm still deaf.
I love a good floppy adult. I really do. There's nothing better.
He continues on, pressing through. You can see the darkened clouds with like these flashing lights of lightning within the clouds that you can see beneath you. It's really a beautiful sight. You've got the sun, which is kind of climbing in the sky above you, just perfectly lighting this field of storm clouds.
Jalula's having a blast.
Yeah, it's hard to breathe, but it is. No one, as far as you know, outside of people who fly around on airships, have seen sights like this, and probably even those people haven't.
Yeah.
So yeah, truly fascinating. Almah, you are fully unconscious.
The response to someone saying I'm having a great time is it's really hard to breathe, but you are having a good time.
Jalula never gets to go anywhere, okay?
Yeah, for sure. breath or otherwise.
I need everybody, as you can see the end of it now, you're coming to the other side. I need everybody to make one more constitution.
Whoa!
I think you just
Brought to you by Armadillo Aleworks. I need everyone to make another Constitution saving throw.
Am I part of that?
I'm going to say yes, because I view Constitution as being rather passive in a lot of cases. You don't really have to be awake to be...
I got a 1.
I got a 1
Oh,
also.
what's fun?
What's my table at?
So your table, if you recall, isn't necessarily a table. It's you roll a d4, and if you roll an odd number, then the next person that you like that does a thing around you has advantage, or no, has disadvantage. And if you roll an even number, then the next person who makes an ability check, saving throw, or attack roll makes it with advantage.
I thought we had another.
There's a list of like quirks, but that's kind of passive. That's not a thing that you roll for every time. Those are just always happening. So roll a d4.
Number is odd, reduce the total. That's what it was.
Actually, first, all of you roll a d20. Remember your Constitution saving throws.
I'm just gonna use a different die.
This is just Cholula and Almah.
13.
13?
17?
17. Okay. So whatever you roll here will affect Cholula's Constitution saving throw.
Oh. 4.
4? Read that to me again.
It is immediately after making a... Right, we flavored that for something else. Next time you or a creature within 30 feet of you that you can see makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, roll a d4. The number is odd, reduce the total by the number rolled. If the number is even, increase by the number rolled. You have a +4 to your next attack or something.
Oh, so add 4 to your Constitution save.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Okay, but what if I rolled a natural 1?
For your con save?
Yeah.
You both just rolled a natural 1?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I didn't, yeah.
I don't have a table. I just
I mean,
failed.
you'd still add your con modifier in your
okay.
saving throw.
So, 7.
7? Okay.
12.
12. Okay. Cholula, you pass out.
Yeah.
Silas. Silas.
You got so excited you fainted.
Yeah, it's
screamed
so
yourself.
beautiful. You're all breathless. Silas, you also rolled a natural 1 on your Constitution saving throw, so you
did.
also pass out.
Yeah.
Although you thankfully rolled high enough to not take damage to your brain.
I didn't know that was an option.
It always
When there's
is an
not
option.
when there's not oxygen,
My
the
foot-
brain starts having a hard time.
My foot
If ever
stops
there
to
has been a
tapping.
reason for psychic damage to exist, I would say that is one of them. But thankfully, you rolled high enough that you're not taking damage. You're just unconscious and still breathing.
Flop it around.
Arnox feels, or rather stops feeling the kicks, and he's like, oh.
Well, we're almost to the end.
And goes a little bit further before ducking down on the other side of the storm. And all of you, after a couple of minutes, start getting oxygen back into your brains and finding consciousness. And there's that moment of like waking up and like not remembering where you are.
Hurtling through the sky.
Yeah,
might have
and then
heard another
Arnox
one
is
of
suddenly
those.
just like, oh,
There you are. We made it to the other side. Everybody doing all right?
You just hear a whimper and a bunch of just expletives for 2 whole minutes.
that's beautiful.
He's fine.
As you all are getting the breath back into your lungs and your brains and your bodies, for the first time in days, you see on the horizon land.
Ooh.
A bright crimson shoreline, flanked by luscious green trees and vegetation. As you grow closer and closer, you see hamlets, towns, fields drowning in violet and brilliant blue flowers, containing winding rivers that flow wildly across the landscape, almost defying natural formation. Far on the horizon, you see the beginnings of lush green mountains that point to the skies like jagged teeth.
There she is, friends. She may not be the most beautiful place in all of Kavora, but she is quite a looker. So, should I just land that on the beach, or are you...
And Arnox lets out a mighty roar. There's a flash of red from your left, Sylas. And looking over, you see a massive silvered bolt protruding from a bloody hole in Arnox's wing. He starts to quickly list to the side.
I've got to take us down. Hold tight, and you might want to close your eyes for this.
As soon as he finishes speaking, Arnox's form shimmers before vanishing. Sylas, you are suddenly gripping rope attached to nothing, seemingly.
I can see them.
Oh yeah, you can see them below you. And if you guys look up, you see essentially what has happened has Arnox has cast invisibility on himself.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
Is the arrow also invisible? Can I see that if I look up?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Can I see anybody on the ground?
Also make a perception check.
I don't know how much of a DC you would need for this, but I'm screaming as soon as he disappears. Just straight up screaming.
That's a 10.
10? Okay. 12.
Just a long scream. Just a long scream.
Looking up, you don't see the bolt, Cholula. You are scanning the ground, Almah, but the terror of this situation that you are now seemingly just floating or falling through the air, because as soon as he goes invisible, he also dives and is still kind of listing a little bit, so it's like a kind of down and to the left fall.
I think the only thing that's grounding him is that there is a rope just in a circle in front of him by about 5 feet.
Yeah, and you guys see just kind of like a blur of red and green and the blue of the ocean. You swear at a certain point he does like a corkscrew maneuver. And I need everybody to make another athletics check. With advantage, because you are being held and you have a harness.
22.
17.
The other one was a
17.
1, so that's nice.
Ooh.
That could have been
Ooh,
fun.
buddy.
All right. So yeah, he's listing down and you just... Everything is a blur and it's spinning and you're just clutching on for dear life. Let's get some more appropriate music for this, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. It's got that kind of Panzer Dragoon feel to it.
I lost myself.
Woohoo!
I got scared.
Grip it, and then
You are gripping and ripping through the skies.
Do I have enough time to possibly hold my little hands on his big paw and cast false life on him?
I would
I know
say...
it's not technically healing, but maybe he'd feel better.
I would say that you're aware that that wouldn't work for
Okay.
Argonax. I'm going to say humanoids only on that biz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Originally it was supposed to be Sylas only, but I've allowed it throughout the party.
So, do things that, so if it's humanoids only, does it work on dragons if they're in a humanoid form, or does it not?
That's a great question.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I'm just curious.
You all now see the ground quickly approaching. The the red sands turn to green, luscious jungle, which is this strange kind of juxtaposition right next to each other, before suddenly you're just being pelted by branches and vines. You can hear the squeals of creatures that are probably fleeing below, and the breaking and snapping of twigs and logs, and even trees themselves that are being knocked asunder from this massive form flying down. I need everybody to make one more dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity.
12.
12.
13.
See. Oh, here we go.
It's a big plus.
15.
15. All right.
Oh, I hear dice.
You hate to see a friend grab dice.
Each of you takes 23 points of bludgeoning damage as almost simultaneously both hands collide with these kind of jutting red stone rock structures, and Cholula and Almah, both of you are ejected from Arnox's hands. Almost at the same time, a branch. Sylas, you can see only the. It's it's strange because you only see things being like dispersed. Displaced. Thank you, by Arnox's form, but you can't actually see Arnox. But because of this, you can actually see as a jagged branch kind of goes under the rope and it snaps, and then you are suddenly not on an invisible dragon anymore. You all come tumbling to the ground.
I mean, how would I even know?
Rolling to a stop, and eventually find yourselves laying still and beaten and bludgeoned on the ground in this strange place.
How do things always end like this?
And that's where we're going to take a quick break. Before we go to break, we have a giveaway.
Giveaways!
Giveaway!
We're giving away Wizard Girl, right?
Girl Wizard.
Girl Wizard, sorry. Girl Wizard.
And Cyclops.
And a Cyclops. If you want to enter for your chance to win Girl Wizard and Cyclops, enter the word Girl Wizard in the chat.
One word.
One word, GIRLWIZARD, Girl Wizard, for your chance to win these wonderful minis. Stay tuned until after the break to see if you won and to find out how you can enter to win the Fantasy Forge Copper Skies dice. Wonderful.
To be my dice twin.
To be Miranda's birthday dice twin.
Whee!
Yay! We'll see all of you in about 20 minutes, but until then, get some snacks, I guess.
Get some snacks.
We're gonna.
I'm gonna get a snack.
Yeah, snacks.
As the line of monstrous bandits advance towards you, you hear creaking coming from the woods, when suddenly, belching out from the forest, the dire tree. You're up first.
I cast Fireball.
That's all of them. Roll damage.
All sixes.
Booyah!
All right, you're next.
I cast Cone of Cold. It says AD8 right here. 64 points of damage.
I cast Lightning Bolt.
That's all right with me.
You just did that.
Hail and well met, adventurers, and welcome back to Fantasy Forge. I am Cameron Holt, and today I'm building the Yawning Portal, a playable wizard's tower for Dungeons and Dragons. Do some basic beginner miniature paint jobs, as well as some professional grade mini painting. I'm heating up the forge to pour it on thick and come out with the gold. Purple and gold, to be specific. It's time to make some resin dice from scratch. I'm taking my first steps in a long journey of redrawing every monster in the Dungeons & Dragons monster manual in my own style. Plus you can see how I run a game from a module and adjust it to be more homebrewed and tailored to my characters' backstories. It's really, really fun. We put a lot of work into it, and you don't want to miss it. You don't. So just stick around. It could change your life. Like, only a little bit, but it could.
the line of monstrous bandits advance towards you. You hear creaking coming from the woods, when suddenly, belching out from the forest, the dire troll. You're up first.
I cast Fireball.
That's all of them. Roll damage.
All sixes.
Booyah!
All right, you're next.
I cast Cone of Cold. It says AD8 right here. 64 points of damage.
I cast lightning bolt.
That's all right with me.
You just did that.
well met, adventurers, and welcome back to Fantasy Forge. I am Cameron Holt, and today I'm building the Awning Portal, a playable wizard's tower for Dungeons and Dragons. Do some basic beginner miniature paint jobs, as well as some professional grade mini painting. I'm heating up the forge to pour it on thick and come out with the gold. Purple and gold, to be specific. It's time to make some resin dice from scratch. I'm taking my first steps in a long journey of redrawing every monster in the Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual in my own style. Welcome back, everyone. Before we hop back into tonight's game, I have some special things that I want to shout out because people are amazing and I love them. And then we're going to announce the winner of the mini giveaway. But first, I wanted to give a huge thank you to 11-Day-Old Kobold for resubscribing for your second month. Thank you, 11-Day-Old Kobold. We appreciate it. Thank you to Zensei101 for cheering all those bits. I'm not going to do the math right now. Wait, I can do it. It's 381 bits. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Dinner and a Game Show gifted 5 mystery subs. Thank you. That's so cool. Also, thanks for subscribing, Zensei101. And thanks for the follow, Orcs Make Beautiful Lovers. And Adams Gamer, Adam Z Gamer, I'm not sure what you go by. Thank you for the follow. Thanks to our very own SD Zook for gifting a mystery sub. And thank you to Idwe Anquet for gifting 5 mystery subs. Thank you guys so much. That's really cool.
Crazy.
Thank you.
It's insane.
That's banana sandwiches. But now, it's time.
Go to that shop and find the biggest gift sub.
Christmas sub. Goose sub.
Christmas goose sub. But now, it is time to draw the winner of the miniature giveaway.
Time to win.
Girl Wizard. Cyclops. Who are you going to win? Both of them.
The winner of Girl Wizard and Genie and the Cyclops miniatures is motherfucker E-Firm.
E-Firm!
Congratulations, E-Firm, on your 2 new minis to add to your collection.
You did it.
You did it.
All
You
that
typed in
hard
some more. Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
did all that work.
Thank you guys so much. We'll have those sent out at the end of
The mom.
the month.
And you know I'm going to do it because I'm putting a rubber band around these.
It'll be a happy new year of minis. If you are interested in entering for your chance to win the beautiful, perfect, pristine. They're fine. They're pretty good. The Fantasy Forge dice.
Marketing.
The Fantasy Forge dice Copper Skies to commemorate. We're still listening to battle music.
Yeah, you are.
Sorry.
You're like,
why is it so intense in here?
The beautiful.
Let's go to the mystery playlist.
How mysterious.
To enter for your chance to win the Fantasy Forge copper dice that are commemorating our party's flight into the skies over the Sea of Squalls and avoiding a squall narrowly, enter the word Aurora in the chat. That's A-U-R-O-R-A, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next week you're gonna have some dice commemorating our graceful landing.
Maybe. Stick around to the end of the stream to see what dice we have planned for next week.
Oh.
Once had a hamster named Aurora.
Cool.
How did that turn out?
It's a hamster, so.
Cool. How'd it die?
Yeah. How did you do this?
Actually, it got super old and it had a butt tumor.
Anyway, enter the word Aurora in the chat for your chance to win the beautiful Fantasy Forge Copper Sky dice. But for now, I guess we've got a game to play.
We've got a game to play.
It's a game.
Is this a game to you?
I've been here the whole time.
Robbie, do the thing.
There is no thing.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the quote that I like to pull.
I love getting to see
Stream
Robbie's
director Robbie gave
reactions.
us a stern look.
So, adventurers, you find yourselves
We fell down.
bruised, beaten, not near each other, in the woods.
Where are
So,
my friends?
make a perception check, everyone, as you stand up. And looking down, it's strange here because that same Cholula, that same red sand that you still have in your pocket, probably.
Yeah.
You can just see it kind of peering out beneath bits of this kind of detritus and jungle grass that is vibrant green and healthy and growing through this strange reddish sand. And it's kind of an odd, otherworldly feeling almost to be in this dense green jungle with bits of red floor and stone peeking out.
25.
Nice.
All right. Okay. 12.
12.
7.
7. Sylas, you pick yourself up and dust yourself off. Probably like pull a branch out from the rib area.
With that amount of damage.
It was quite a fall. Looking around, you can clearly see this kind of channel that was carved out by Arnox's fall. You don't see Arnox, though. But you do see bits of like pretty hefty pools of red blood that are kind of sprinkled onto various leaves. And you hear a slight whimper and turn, and you see maybe about maybe 50 feet away from you, standing up and pulling leaves and branches out of various places. Almah rises up.
You're good. Have you seen Cholula? No? Okay, right. I don't think calling out is a good idea, but...
Cholula, you step out into this same channel that has been kind of dug into the ground, this red stripe on the landscape now from where the dragon crash landed. And you see Sylas and Almah conversing about maybe 100 feet down from you.
I'm gonna start going towards them.
Yeah, you all reconvene here in the woods.
Where's Arnox?
Facing in this direction?
We should find him.
Yeah, can we follow this channel?
Yeah, make a survival check.
Could I be looking back as well, like seeing if anyone's following or checking the channel as well?
Make a perception check to keep an eye out.
10.
21 on survival.
22. All right. And then also, are you guys trying to be sneaky?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll stealth checks as well.
Just a second. If we could just get a bit closer for a sec. And then I'm gonna get towards the ground and just kind of pat my shadow and like just take care of them for a sec, okay?
Yeah, and it's strange as you go down and you pat your shadow. It's almost vibrant isn't the right word. It's almost darker. Like it feels more dense before spreading and clinging to all of you. And you can add 10 to your stealth rolls from Pass Without a Trace.
26.
26, nice.
Oh boy, well...
Uh-oh.
30,
Bless you.
35.
31.
Nice. What was that for, Almah?
26.
26, nice. You all very quietly are, as you're kind of stalking forward, come to the quick realization of exactly where you are. You are in some strange, dense, almost tropical forest. The air here is thick and humid. You can hear strange calls of various jungle bugs, insects, and creatures.
Jungle bugs.
Jungle bugs.
Jungle bugs.
You hear them jungle bugs chirping.
I will put my head through this table.
I'm using this table.
You do, however, hear the chirping of various insects and some kind of low calls of different creatures that you don't recognize. And realize that you truly are in an unfamiliar space in a new world to all of you. The oldest continent in all of Kavora. You stalk forward, following the trail of blood. You come to the end, or kind of like the settling of the soil where it's been pushed up. There's actually a rather large stone that appears to have helped with stopping power.
Feeling around.
Yeah, you don't feel anything. You do, however, Cholula, notice that there's a bit of a trail leading off to the right of the blood.
Okay.
At the same time, Sylas, you hear kind of a snap of a twig, quiet voices coming from behind you. You just make out.
I think it went over here. Keep quiet about it, though.
This way. I point out to the trail.
There's voices behind us. I think they're looking for Harnax,
We better find him first.
right?
All right. You guys quickly make your way off of this kind of scar on the landscape, heading into dense forest. Pushing through, there are just trees with leaves bigger than you have ever seen that you're pushing through, that are almost like the size of your entire body that you have to push through. You come to an area of almost like a weeping willow if it were 10 times the size, and there's just these dangling vines that take up this entire space. And as you push through and move them out of the way, following the trail along the ground, Cholula, you kind of stop and you see as it goes off to the side, and tucks kind of around another tall stone. And Sylas, with your passive perception, you can hear kind of ragged breathing.
I think it's this direction.
Yeah,
I'll
back
keep
behind the stone.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye backwards.
Okay.
Go ahead. As we're approaching, can I go ahead and pull my shadow blade out from the darkness around me, just in case?
Absolutely. You do so. Go ahead and mark that spell slot. I think you did.
3rd level, by the way.
Okay, good to know.
Ooh,
Ooh, murder.
and spicy.
How do you approach this stone? Just casually around? I mean, obviously you're still being quiet, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna kind of creep around, peek, and check to see if
Okay.
Arnos is back there.
Peering around, you do see Arnox. You see in his dwarven form, kind of leaning against the wall, clutching a pretty big wound in his arm and kind of chanting, and you can see the wound is slowly kind of fusing itself back together.
Okay, I figured he could do that.
As he kind of like looks over for a moment and like has a start before he recognizes you.
Oh, I'm sorry about dropping you all off. I don't know where that came from.
I think we're being followed.
Yeah, there's some voices back this way. They said they might be on the trail.
Right, well, the bleeding should be staunched here in a moment. We can get on our way. Didn't even get a look at him.
Nope, just I heard some voices coming from behind us. They seemed interested in what had happened.
Before we fell, I saw a group huddle around some sort of wooden contraption. Looked like they were wearing black tabards with silver trim from what I can make out, but I couldn't see any details of the people themselves.
Like a ballista or something.
Perhaps that's what the boat looked like when I pulled it out. I tossed it across the way so that there might be a diverging bud trail.
Right, what do you know of this place if someone were to make shore here? What would be
Oh,
the
very
nearest?
little. I've never been here before.
Right.
So we're all blind right now.
A little bit.
Well, any guesses as to which direction we should head first? I think the bleeding stopped.
I could try to climb up and see if any smoke is billowing from somewhere. Seems like an old scout thing.
I feel like we should go out of the woods and back toward the beach. That's where that city is.
Right, but where are we in relation?
Well,
Can
I
we
know that
hear the
beach is
ocean
back
from
that
here?
direction. I'm not sure about the city though. We had to do some corkscrews to make sure I didn't take another shot.
Well, it'll be easier to see if we get out of the woods, but we should maybe stay off the trail if that's where they're looking.
Oh, the trail I made. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be best to avoid that.
Right. Sure, we can run parallel to it back to the beach and look for smoke there.
Right.
walk and talk
Right.
quietly.
Quietly.
And
If you stay close, he'll kind of take care of you.
right. As you're kind of, you heading back towards the beach.
Yeah.
Beach. Minky Majaj.
Too much. Anything else? Anyone else? You got a favorite?
You better watch out.
Yeah.
You better watch out.
All right, enough vines.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Millennials, get it together.
That's the problem.
Okay. As you're softly making your way back towards the beach, make a quick stealth roll. I'll say y'all can carry over. Easy enough. Okay.
400 is what he rolled. I could feel it.
Arnox is walking with all of you.
Should we have maybe a game plan in case someone does come across us?
Well, you're not a dragon.
Right.
Just a dwarf.
That's good.
That's what I was thinking. Perhaps we're just...
We're looking
Travelers.
for
Blue Grieve.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Blue Grief. We lost our way in the forest, saw a dragon fall, and we were distraught.
Right. Sounds good.
Does it?
I feel good about it.
Yeah.
I could pass it.
I don't think I could.
You're all quietly making your way forward. You're kind of making your way quietly back towards the shore that you flew in from, pushing through these kind of interspersed, these strange willow trees and these very like fat-leafed vegetation of various kinds. Pushing through, you actually come to a small clearing. And peering out, everybody make a perception check.
21.
21,
13.
13.
Ooh.
what are we doing? Perception?
Yes.
She just likes the rolls.
26.
26. Nice. What did you roll again?
21.
21. Nice. You just catch, both of you, at the opposite end of this clearing, 4 figures. You see a taller, very tall, dragonborn with this kind of almost violet scales that have this very glossy texture to them. And there are bits, kind of horns that come out where you imagine the eyebrows would be. They're facing away from you. But you can see that there are these horns that come out, and there's like a section that is separated where there's nothing, and then there's like the tips of the horn just kind of floating there on the sides. Wearing a chainmail shirt and black leather gauntlets, and kind of like Geralt-esque, that kind of like chain leather a skirt with the tail peering out from behind. You see a figure that has humanoid, maybe about 6 or so feet tall, almost stark white hair that is almost like vaporous at its ends. You presume to be some sort of genasi. Skin is a cool bluish gray, and just wearing simple leathers. You also notice an Aarakocra that is different from any Aarakocra that you've seen in Waterdeep. A very long neck and the head kind of pulled back a bit, resembling a great heron, with the kind of bluish gray feathers. With a bow at their side, like slung back, not drawn.
Are the arrows in their quiver silvered? Can I tell from here?
You wouldn't be able to tell because that part is what's
Right.
contained.
I know how arrows go in quivers.
And leading the crew, you see a tall figure at about 6'6", give or take a couple inches, wearing black studded leather armor. A figure unlike any of you have seen. At first you think maybe a tabaxi, but you've never seen a tabaxi that tall before. And the figure kind of like turns and says a few words to the group that they're with, hushed tones. And you see the face of like an Irish wolfhound. This kind of like gray, wiry fur, very canine in the face, turns around and hushed, says a few words and kind of like sniffs on the wind, which thankfully you are downwind, and they push into the brush.
What a good boy.
Away from you.
Do they seem like hunters?
Make a he cries. Make an insight check.
Okay. Oh, give me my things. That's gonna be a 13.
13? It's hard to tell what they're doing out here, but you do clock right away that they're not wearing the tabards that, or they're not wearing the dress that Arnox, thank you, that he mentioned seeing. And they push into the brush and disappear into the trees away from you. And at that moment, you hear just kind of a soft grunt, Cholula. Only you hear this. And your eyes kind of travel up, and you see suspended about about 40 feet up in a rope net. You see a figure suspended that is shifting and struggling. Miranda, would you like to rejoin us at the table and describe your character?
Bring yourself and your multiple beverages to us.
Welcome back, Miranda. We missed you. I'm sorry it took so long.
No, that's fine.
Welcome.
You can rejoin this.
Rejoin the game where we're describing some other character that you'd like to meet.
What? Who is it?
And then Miranda's character attacks you all from the bushes.
God! And then we shift into an evil campaign.
I've been waiting to attack my friends.
It could be fun.
So yeah, what type of figure do they see shifting and struggling in this rope?
Ooh, honestly, am I upside down or am I right side up?
You're kind of like on your back and folded, so like butt down and legs and head up.
Okay.
It's
Honestly,
very uncomfortable.
You see like a big coif of just dark curly hair, small body, and what looks like just like a leathery black cape, just sort of like wiggling.
Yeah, probably like poking out of a couple of
just
holes.
like slinging down, and then like if you can kind of catch it, but like if my thigh is visible, there's just a bunch of daggers on it. Like,
nice. And Cholula, you also with that perception check, you see this figure kind of struggling in this net, and I would say that the cape kind of like shifts, and you can see the daggers are like pressed against the bottom, and they appear to be reaching for one of the daggers, but just can't get to it and from this position. And you're looking up, and you follow the rope that kind of like there aren't actual pulleys in place, but the rope itself is kind of like wrapped around various branches, and you can actually see where it comes down to a reachable level that you could get to if you wanted.
Okay.
Again, you're about 40 feet up in the air.
I'm gonna go, hang on. What?
Hang on for what?
I point up, and I tell you, hang on, and I'm gonna go to the end of the rope, and I'm going to attempt to...
Right, yes.
Wait, hi! Just 1 minute, we'll get you down. Sylas, help me hold this rope.
Oh, okay.
Almost just gonna...
Yeah, right.
So at the other end of the rope, help me hold it.
Right.
And then I'm gonna cut it so that we can just lay her down.
Okay, cool.
Without her falling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So one of you needs to make an athletics check with advantage. with help from the other.
Okay.
That's gonna
She's
be-
tapped me a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sylas is the main source of
Yeah, 'cause I'm, like-
hold, and she's cutting.
Yeah.
And then the two of you are planning to walk it forward.
Man, these advantage checks are terrifying. It's always like an 18 and a 1.
Oh.
It's 26.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Shalula, you managed to easily
Every morning.
cut the rope. Sylas holds it firm. The two of you slowly walk it forward as you are lowered down towards the ground until eventually you make purchase there.
I'm gonna go back around and try to get the net part open. And are you alright?
Yeah. Make a quick insight check.
Could I do some investigation, some more scanning of this stranger in a
Yeah, you
trap?
can make insight as well.
Okay, cool.
Or let me ask: are you trying to garner intentions, or are you trying to garner
Why
what they've
someone's
got
in
on
a-
them?
Yeah, someone that's in a trap, weapons and things, various threats that someone could bring.
Ocular pat down.
Ocular pat down.
So this would be
Sunglasses.
this would be investigation.
I want you to know before you roll this. This is going to be that ridiculous thing where it's put all your weapons on a table.
Yeah. What was it?
Yes, investigation or perception, your choice. What'd you get on insight?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Looking around, you see some pretty bruised and beaten travelers. They do not, just like the people who just passed beneath you quietly, they don't look, they're not wearing the uniforms that you are wary of.
Okay, cool.
18.
Would you like to describe what Sylas sees as you free yourself from the net and stand?
Sure. It's just this big old coif of real curly hair, very small, petite features, very sharp shoulders, and then there's sort of all of these bands and straps everywhere, and you can kind of sort of see everywhere there's sort of tucked in a little dagger or two.
I don't think we have it on OBS, but Sam, do you want to show what you have so far?
If you want
Oh, do we have? How did we get it? Who did I send it to?
you have that.
I made a mock-up.
You didn't send the file.
No, I was just trying to see how it. I was just trying to see how it's sized on the.
Well, if you want to show those of us at the table, we don't have a monitor.
Yeah, yeah, not yet.
Oh yeah, I do. So I assume you guys do.
Two of us have a monitor.
Ooh.
Yeah, hang on. There we
So,
go.
yeah, a lot of straps,
Here you guys go.
Cool.
a lot of cape,
thing.
a lot of knife.
Oh yeah.
So it's a bunch of straps, a bunch of knives, but underneath it sort of seems like it's leathers that she sort of hand cut for them to be a little bit more easy access for the throwing. And then attached to sort of the bands on her arms is sort of this cape that just sort of hangs from the back of her coup de grace. And just very, very long nails, kind of color scheme wise Ollie, but in dark mode, so very
Dark
deep.
mode Ollie.
Night mode, Ollie.
Very deep navies, coppers sort of line the uniform. All of the metal accents are all coppers, so very,
I
very
love
fun.
copper.
Very fun.
That's my favorite metal. Sorry.
Don't kill her.
He doesn't roll your dice. Is the thing.
You were in a.
How long have you been up there?
Right. Yes. How are you?
Maybe 30 minutes.
Honestly, not that long, but are you guys okay? Are you?
We had a bit of a tumble.
Yeah. You might have heard.
Well, I don't know if you saw, but a dragon fell out of the sky. It was wild. We were trying to make our way to Lugrieve, and it came crashing down, and we just
Got hit by
ran for it.
branches.
Came across you.
Right. Yeah.
What is your name?
Oh, she sort of shakes herself off and extends a hand, but doesn't really know where to put it. So, Aurora. And then she sort of pulls out of one of her pockets this little leather card case. Linguist by trade, transcriptor by day. And then if you flip the card over, it's a little drawing on the back. And cartoonist comic artist by night. You said you were trying to get somewhere.
Lugri.
I could maybe lead you on the way if you guys. Have you seen some people in like some black suits?
Yes, we did. They just went through that clearing that way.
No, they didn't have like suits on though.
Well, it's not suits, but like a black outfit, sort of like silver on the lines. Real.
I think they're tailing us currently.
Potentially. We're not really. We're kind of turned around here.
Maybe we should start walking.
I told you I had them over here. And looking out, you see that same figure from before with the kind of white, vaporous hair at the ends. Kind of like standing just out into the clearing from where they had entered. Another voice calls out.
Well, I didn't see them when we were here first.
And you kind of like notice looking over to the side, the gem dragonborn steps forward as well.
These aren't the people in black cloaks?
They're not wearing the tabards now. These are the people that you just saw that...
Yeah, but they weren't wearing the same thing that
Aranax described.
Aranax described, the people that shot him down.
And finally, the Aarakocra, you notice, is actually kind of like up in a branch behind you, and stepping out from just behind the, not like surrounding you or anything, but stepping out from behind the Genasi is the kind of Irish wolf-headed creature.
Mm-hmm. Is there a problem?
That's a great question. I was going to ask you the same thing. My name's Captain Roscoe Sampson. These are my compatriots, the Windsplitters.
Captain of what?
Captain Roscoe Sampson, at your service.
No, captain of what?
Oh.
Of what? I don't know.
Captain of the Windsplitters.
The Windsplitters.
It's quite a story. I'd love to tell you. If you've got the time. Sorry, are you all doing all right? You look a bit worse for wear.
We're not doing great. Somebody is hunting us right now. Back that way.
Hunting
I think it was... You've been following us, right? Didn't y'all just come through here looking for us?
We're looking for someone, yes?
Why are you following us around?
We're out here searching for someone, not necessarily you, per se. Would you mind just, What would you like from us, for us to get something in return from you?
Well,
In terms of cooperation?
we're just trying to get to Lugrieve.
Oh,
Right.
I could take you to Lugrave, but we should leave.
Okay.
No.
We could escort you to
actually-
Lugreve as well.
Well, we did meet her first.
Yeah, that's.
Ocular pat down.
I'm sorry.
Make an insight check.
Is there... Roscoe? What was his last name?
Samson.
Samson.
Captain Roscoe Sampson.
13.
Maybe something's gotten a little confused here. Everybody seems a little bit on edge right now.
I'm not on edge.
There was a...
Everybody else seems on edge. Okay, so you're looking for somebody. In
Right.
here? Okay.
A number of people.
Okay.
Ooh. Who?
Members of an organization that we've been hired to capture and bring back to the city of Lugreve. Tell me,
Oh, you're
wear
from
black?
Lugrieve.
yes.
With silver?
Yes, you wouldn't happen to have some on you, would you?
Some silver?
Would you mind turning out your bags? Just so we can all be sure.
That we don't
I'll
have...
do the same.
This
And
one
so
is a
will my
bag of holding,
compatriots.
so I can't. But the other one, I just dump out.
Yeah, and he takes it, he dumps his bag as well, and
Yeah.
his compatriots, the Aarakocra flies down and kind of lands next to him, does the same. The Dragonborn walks over, being sure to give you guys a wide berth. They're not trying to be, like, overly threatening, but you can see just, what is your roll?
13.
A 13? Even with that roll, you can see that this is a pretty heavily armed group of people.
I'm going to turn to Aranax and in Dwarvish, say, like, do you have any ideas?
Does anybody appear to
I'm
have
gonna-
registered that?
Also dump
Make an insight
out
check.
my things.
Okay, you do so.
What are you looking for? Silver? I'm so confused.
Yes, in a matter of speaking, forgive me. I'm Captain Roscoe Sampson, captain of the Wind Splitters. These are the Wind Splitters.
Wind splitters.
They all kind of like
Hello,
do their
Wind
various
Splitters.
bows and like waves and hellos. We are a group of adventurers who have been hired on a bounty hunting mission, as it were, at this moment. We're searching for members of an organization. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Have you heard of this Order of the Silver Stake?
Oh, actually, yes.
So you're aware?
We've heard of the Silver Stake.
I'll say
What, they're
back
here
in
too?
Waterdeep and Dwarvish.
Does your friend there speak any English? Common?
Can I
Not
tell
English,
if
just common.
Sylas is trying to like do a thing here?
That's a great question. I would love to know too.
Are you trying to be deceptive and pretend like you don't speak common?
I'm speaking in Dwarvish as much as
Okay,
I can.
I'll just pat his arm and be like, my poor dad here, he just, ever since he immigrated from dwarf country, he just never really picked up common.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, like I'll kind of.
That is a natural 20!
My apologies, sir. Tell him I'm sorry about his. Better yet, don't tell him I'm sorry. That seems.
I just
He
give him
can-
another pat.
He can understand it. It's just
Sorry, there's this group of religious zealots that have been popping up around lately, and our organization was hired to track some of them down and bring them in to face judgment in the Crimson Court. So I can see that though they are not you.
we are adventurers as well, but we've
What
only
do you call yourselves?
we don't have a name yet. We've only just recently arrived in Mystanor, but
He starts like repacking his stuff.
we
as well.
did have some a few experiences dealing with the Silver Stake and Windfell. I didn't realize they spread this far.
I didn't
all the way from
realize
Winfield.
they spread that far.
Oh yes.
Come quite a ways. Well,
I'll
as far
ask
as
you-
I know, they're kind of sprinkled all over the place. I had my first run in Gold Run over in Vassacre.
Oh.
Chapter of them there. Slowly moving in. I think they were mainly based out of Sapphire Shoals, but they made their way across the dunes, across the Yellow Plains, all the way to the capital city. So there's no telling where their reach goes. Funny story. I've been adventuring the better part of 20 years myself. He kind of like rolls a stone over and takes a seat. And
There are Silver Stake members nearby, right?
potentially, yeah.
Can we short rest while he tells a story?
Absolutely. You can take a short rest
We're
if
gonna
you'd
do
like
that.
to roll some hit dice and heal up if
Yeah.
you want to sit and listen to his story.
Yes.
My first week on the job, first week as an adventurer, taking bounties, bringing people in, working by myself foolishly, but in the capital city, cities as they are, typically safer than being out in the wilds by yourself. So, I got a job protecting a caravan when suddenly, whole bit of land, island comes crashing out of the sky down into the bay. Waves come crashing up onto the shore, flooding the city. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. I ended up commandeering and helming an, as I found it, unmanned airship named the Wind Splitter, and ended up rescuing 90 citizens of Gold Run during the fall of Thalioth,
Wow.
including some of my friends here. And he points around. Well, let's not be rude. And
How do I know what my hit dice are?
Yours are a D8.
Yeah, you're all a D8 except for Sam and now Miranda, who are both D6.
Fucking weak babies, high five me.
And how do I know how many I can do?
You can do as many as you have levels.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can choose up to
So
6
you
if you'd
could
like.
do 6 if you wanted.
Gotcha.
I did 3 and rolled like a beast.
Yeah, I did 3 and I'm almost full, so you probably don't need them.
As I said, I myself am Captain Roscoe Sampson, not officially a captain, as it were, but it's the title I've been dubbed by my friends here, so it's the title I wear. Don't be rude now. The Dragonborn steps up. I am Mishan. It is a pleasure to meet you. Most of what the captain has said is true. He did save us on that day. She kind of looks over. Genasi steps forward. Castle Flintwick. Pleasure to meet all of you. I am... as Mishan says, most of what he said was true. I was actually the deck wizard for the airship that he commandeered. My captain did not arrive when he was supposed to escort the citizens out of the city, but luckily, Nishan and the captain's quick thinking was, well, they got enough people on board that we saved some lives that day, thankfully. And he kind of like shoulders the guy next to him, this kind of like heron cockra.
There it is.
Who steps forward and he's like, yes, my name is Zook. It is a pleasure to meet all of you.
Zook.
That's spelled Z-O-O-K.
Oh.
I got one.
Oh yeah, I can spell all of those for you. Zook is Z-O-O-K. Cressel is C-R-E-S-S-E-L.
Which one's Cressel?
Cressel is a cloud genasi.
Cloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clown Genasi.
Can I get the name again?
Nope.
Sorry.
Just a bunch of
Cressel,
flowers.
C-R-E-S-S-E-L. Cressel Flintwick.
Cressel.
My mother was a water genasi, and my father was a fire genasi. Here I am. Mishan is M-I-S-H-A-N-N.
And which one's that?
Mishan, she is the...
Dragonborn.
Yeah, Amethyst Dragonborn.
Okay.
And Captain Roscoe Sampson is
He's a good boy.
The Canid.
Okay.
He's a good boy.
I give him a scratch pad. I'm kidding, I don't do that. That would be wrong. He's a man.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, seems like only yesterday that this little crew came together. Right, you're trying to get to the city. We can escort you back if you'd like.
that would be wonderful. Chaluva Duvet. Pleasure to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, Miss Duvet.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
No problem. I understand and respect privacy if you wish to keep your names your own.
Do you know anything about the name? By any chance? Duvet?
Duvet. Let me make a quick history check. It's ringing a bell, but I'm not sure which one. But I'm drooling for some reason.
Well,
It's a Canid joke. It sounds familiar, but I can't recall from where I've heard it.
Sylas Wilford.
Bramble.
Bramble.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Just Almah.
Almah, nice to meet you. Lovely.
Aurora.
Aurora, nice to meet you as well. Wonderful.
Shall we?
Right, city's just this way.
I'm gonna say, like, aloud, just apropos of nothing, in Dwarven, are we gonna tell them about what happened on the beach?
None of us know what you're saying.
Oh, and my name. Perhaps I can translate here. Sorry, I forget myself. It's been quite a day. I am Baroque Klinghammer. Pleasure to meet you. It's nice to meet you as well. What my friend here is asking is... I'm sorry, what did you ask again?
If we're gonna tell them about the silver that flew through your arm and
Oh, right.
the beach.
We saw a dragon fall out to the sky, and my friend here was just curious if these silver stake lot what if they had anything to do with that? Oh, I imagine so. It's a bit of a long story. We can talk as we walk.
Okay.
And should we come across any Silver Stake members, just stay behind us and we'll take care of everything for you.
Oh, fuck that, I say in Dwarven. I'll just clarify for common the next time I speak common.
For sure.
That's fair.
You see, after the Grimdolian invasion about 200 years back, there was kind of a rift driven through Mystanor. There was the Battle of the Great Worms, which signaled the end of the war, but there are certain loyalists to Grimdal who still make their homes here. And they began spouting nonsense of, return. It was quickly squanched, but it brought rise to another group of people who were paranoid that dragons were coming to destroy Mystanor at any time, and they spout this nonsense in the streets, and they set up militias for themselves where they protect our borders and keep out undocumented creatures from entering Mystanor. So, if a dragon came falling out of the sky, I'd imagine they probably had something to do with it. But that's exactly the crew that we've been hired to bring in, so if you've got any information on where they might be, or have been, it would be immensely helpful to me and my crew.
Well, I mean, if it's only helpful. Alton, have you been down there?
Altamin?
Yeah, have you?
I've not been personally.
Oh, you should visit. There are a lot of silver stake there.
I see. This particular contract is for a specific group of people, but that's good to know.
Do
If
they
there's
have a
work
name?
finding them there as well. I'm sorry?
Does that group have a name as well?
Not to my knowledge, a specific name. I think they all just go by the.
Silver stake.
Yeah, the sometimes they call themselves the Wardens of the Silver Flame, but typically they refer to themselves as the Militia of the Silver Stake.
We could make a better name than that.
We could probably mention the ballista.
He responds in Dwarvish. Not the captain, but Baroque. Should we mention what it was?
At least where we saw it come from, on the ground.
Alright, you're throwing me off with the quotes now. Should I really tell him where I saw it, or should I make something up?
Towards the beach, We saw a dragon. We saw something come up towards it.
Right. Our friend Sylas here is telling me that he did see the ballista rise up from around about this area as we saw this large creature approaching. He kind of waves off in the general direction where he saw them.
When I got caught in the trap, was it just me wandering by myself, or was I specifically captured?
You were wandering through this area and it kind of snagged and caught you. You're not really aware if that was. You get the sense it probably wasn't one of this group's traps because they didn't notice you up there when they were first in the clearing. They just kind of walked past.
Dope.
But yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's very helpful. Thank you. Also, going back and forth between Irish and Scottish is not an easy thing to do right now.
You did this to yourself.
That's very helpful. Thank you. We'll be sure to check that out once we get you into the city. First time in Newgrieve?
Yep.
Wonderful.
I
It's
think.
a beautiful place. Just watch where you walk. You'll find yourselves in the Crimson Court as well. Not, well, it could be fun, I guess, if you're, depending on who you are. I personally find it less than tasteful.
Could I get some more explanation, please?
Right, the Crimson Court is where the law is decided in
Okay.
Newgrieve, specifically.
And why do I need to watch where I step?
Well, if you find yourself running into the wrong person, or... I take it you're new here. You seem a little, well, most of you at least, seem a little green in the knees when it comes to these shores, and you talked of Windfell, and so...
Correct.
Like I said, we've only just arrived, so I'm not aware of the customs.
Right, it's hard to know where to begin. Don't steal anything.
Okay, easy.
That's a given.
Don't murder anyone. Unless you've been paid to do so, and you've got the paperwork.
Okay.
If you wish to be able to get the paperwork to do something of that nature, you'll need to write a contract. And I will warn you that most people aren't going to enter a contract with a group that is nebulous as far as the name is concerned. So perhaps just, if you're looking to do any adventuring work in the area, mull on that.
Make it official.
Maybe
And,
there are some laws that aren't as vague. Maybe something more specific to just Mystanor.
Right, but I don't have the, book of constitutions on me at the moment, but if you're confident in your combat skills and find yourself favored by the gods, then you can probably get away with most whatever you'd like to, but you'll be making frequent visits to the Crimson Court to prove it. Sorry, I find myself still being a bit vague. Like, as you're walking, you come out of the brush and find yourself on this beautiful crimson-red beach that almost gives the water this violet hue for, the first couple of miles, maybe, that it goes out to sea where it's still shallow. You just see the red of the sand coming through the blue of the water, giving this eerie, unearthly vibe of violet oceans and red sands.
Vibe check.
It's not past the vibe check.
But it is a beautiful beach, and you can see in the distance this beautiful skyline of red sandstone buildings that appear to be very immaculately carved and constructed from what you can see from here. And you begin walking along the coastline. That big circular building there, you see it in the distance. That's the Crimson Court. It's a bit of an amphitheater. If there are any, if there are two parties that wish to resolve any sort of crime, they can either take their case to the court and settle it on the sands, or find a representative to represent themselves on the sands. Very much a trial by combat, as it were.
But you can hire somebody to complete the combat for you.
Right.
Okay.
And can you call on someone who isn't represented? Can they be brought to the court?
Of course, that's where people like us come in. I'm going to assume that Baroque is just translating for you. Of course, that's where people like us come in. The group that we are searching for has been accused of various misdeeds, a lot of missing persons in the case that our investigations have connected this particular group to. So we're going to find them and ask them some questions, and once we've confirmed their identities, we're going to drag them back to the Crimson Court for them to either defend themselves or attempt to hire someone to defend themselves.
Any specific rules on magic here?
Dragon money.
We came from Waterdeep, so you must understand.
Right. Be careful where you use it, I guess. I'm not a magic user myself, but, well, and he turns and Cressel is like, yes, as I'm sure you've heard stories, Mystanor is a very miraculous and wild place, and the magic reflects that perfectly. So, in certain areas, namely around Kalima and where did you go? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the name of this fucking island.
New Island. Who dis?
New continent, who dis? Particularly around the island of Rovengul and the city of Kalima. The southern tip, really, of Mystanor is, scholars theorize that that is the birthplace of magic, and it is where the weave spills into our own plane, and the reason that any of us on Kvora are blessed to be able to use such arcane means. Honestly, a lot of hogwash. It's a very dangerous area. Spells don't behave the way that you'd think they would in some cases. It's unpredictable. So I would exercise extreme caution if you find yourself around or near Rovin Ghoul. Kalima is relatively safe, but there are occasional flare-ups from time to time. But, as is the case really anywhere on Mystanor, it is... some call it the Last Wilds.
Any rumor of Fae or anything in that area?
More than rumor. I mean, the Fae make their home in Kalima. It's home to the largest population of satyrs and a lot of elves. Eladrin find their home there. In all of Kavora, as far as I am aware. I haven't traveled much outside of Mystanor myself, other than getting from Gold Run to here, but I was just a young man then.
Do you not like the Fae?
It's complicated.
Oh.
Can't say I don't. Can't say I do.
He's iffy on the subject.
Okay.
It's complicated.
Okay. We should probably... Where are you guys trying to go in Lugrave? Are you just your own business? Are you running from something?
Also complicated, but
Yeah, I may or may not be from there, and I'm trying to find that out.
Where are your people from? I can show you where you're from. I'm from here. Do you need a tour around? Do you need to
I
get
don't
somewhere?
quite know exactly. I was told otherwise my entire life.
is there any way, if she happened to have something from where she was from, would anybody here be able to locate that place?
Do I know of any, like, magic user caster that can, like,
I know
derive
for a fact you
the-
can't use magic for it. Guys.
That can derive what?
or that can, like, figure out where something is from via, like, the object? Or, like,
Can that work
a
on
historian?
Can that work
maybe?
on a person?
I'd say that make an Arcana check. First roll is Aurora.
What I'm getting at is you
not
have
really. I
a
guess that was
vial
the
of
other one.
sand from the place that, theoretically, from where you're from.
But that would be here.
But maybe we could get an exact location where it was where that sand was taken from.
Me too. When it comes to an object, that's easy. The Identify spell can tell you any number of histories and things about certain items. There are more complicated, complex spells, such as the Legend Lore spell that you've heard of, that could also divine this information. And for you guys as players, that's essentially Legend Lore is what was cast each time you would talk to the Stone of Galore.
Okay.
Oh.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, is the only thing that's left in the Vault of Dragons, correct? You didn't take it back out?
Unless Aranax took it.
Or yeah.
Or
I
He
Renair.
didn't.
Yeah.
You're not sure about Renair, but okay, so yes.
Stone of
It's
Galore.
probably
That's
there
bad.
still.
Okay. Well, if it's just an object, Identify should be able to work, but
But can that work on a person?
no. You'd need Legend Lore.
Is there, in Lugreve, is there any sort of archives of, crimes that have happened in and around the city?
Not to my knowledge. They might have some records similar to what you're looking for in perhaps the Bloodbinders.
That
Another
doesn't
group?
sound welcoming.
The Bloodbinders.
I'm guessing that's a group and not.
Oh no, the Bloodbinders is a library. So a hall of
Okay.
Binding. That's
tomes.
more clear.
Right. You'll find it may be a bit off-putting to outsiders. I've never really thought about it. We've made our home here for so long. There are a lot of themes, you could say. It's a very red city, and there's only so many words for the color red. So people try to get creative, and sometimes they fail.
About how far do you think we are from the city?
Oh, I mean, we can see it from here. Maybe about 10 minutes out.
Okay.
Hold there, travelers.
Oh my.
A voice calls out from your right. Do you all stop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wind splitters all stop as well and are like, they don't like draw their weapons, but you guys very quickly get a sense that this is like a pretty seasoned group. At the very least, they are coordinated with each other. They don't take an immediately outwardly defensive position, but you can see that each of them in their own way has a weapon at the ready from a casual stance.
Has it been from the time that I pulled my shadow blade? Has it been an hour?
No. Have you been holding it this whole time?
I don't have to. Once I cast it, even if I like drop it, I can re-pull it without having to recast the spell within an hour.
Oh, nice. Then no, it has not been an hour. I would say you've got probably like 15 minutes left on that.
Okay, just making sure I have that
Yeah,
available.
between cutting Aurora down, having the conversation, and the walking time, it's been about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Voice calls out. You see a tall elven man step out from the woods, flowing blonde hair over a black tabard with silver trim, and this silver, kind of like on the chest, the silver triangle pointed downward, very elongated, isosceles. That is very reminiscent of the tattoos of the silver stake that you would see on people in Waterdeep. Stepping out from the jungle, and kind of like has a long sword in one hand as he like slashes through some vines, stepping out and just leaves this kind of like slant of vines above him, and steps forward, and you see he's flanked by about 6 others in similar dress, stepping up behind him. Ho there, travelers. If I might ask, what is your business here in these parts? What brings you to the Vindaloth woods?
Our business is our own.
I don't understand this one. He speaks dirty.
Our business is our own, good sir.
Oh. Well, in these parts, your business is my business. Forgive me. He, puts his sword in his back before giving a deep, like overly deep bow and standing. I am Astroloth Vindaloo.
Of course you are.
Myself and my compatriots here were on the trail of a massive winged creature. I'm sure you saw it. We shot it right out of the sky with our ballista. It took some time taking it apart, and he like just shoots a side eye. You see there's like one dude standing next to him, a human man, who kind of like cowers a little bit as he like looks over and back to all of you. Took some time deconstructing the ballistae so that we might investigate the Vindaloth woods. You wouldn't have seen anything, would you?
I'd look over at the wind splitters and kind of am behind them like they told us to be.
Yeah, they don't move. They kind of naturally were walking in a formation that was kind of like shielding you guys from the woods. So you guys, it felt like just walking 2 by 2 and having casual conversation, but you get the sense now that they were actually like keeping you guys with your backs to the ocean and them being a barrier between you. And they kind of like look around, and Captain Sampson speaks up. I didn't see anything of the sort. Did any of you? I need one of you to either... Okay, let's put it this way. One of you can make a deception check with advantage, or Captain Roscoe Sampson
I
can
don't mind.
Do it.
Go for it, Almah.
Do it. It's advantage.
With advantage.
Oh, look at all those shiny new birthday dice.
Look at all
Birthday
of
dice.
Birthday dice.
Finally got them sanded today, and they're all so pretty.
Birth dice.
24.
24.
I rolled a 19. On my birthday day. Ooh.
interesting. You must not have been out here for too long then, because it came crashing out of the sky just there. He kind of like turns and motions behind him. You know, he's like slowly taking a couple of steps forward, and you can see that the wind splitters are like on their guard as he's stepping forward. He seems oblivious to it.
Mm.
These flying beasts, they are tricky beings. Some would put dragons on the same pedestal as they do fiends, demons, devils, the fae, you know, tricky beings. Some say that they can even change their shapes. You wouldn't mind showing us all of your left arms, would you? Just as a precaution.
And what would that prove?
Well, if you show me and you don't have the wound, it would prove that I didn't shoot you in the arm out of the sky and that you're not a dragon.
That.
He kind of like raises his eyebrows like, I've got them now.
Well, Arnex, like,
I
closed
will-
up his wounds already.
Yeah.
He staunched the bleeding.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
And his clothing was a part of him when he was a dragon, so he doesn't have, like, the cloth wasn't injured because he was in a different form. So when he reverted, his shirt was still whole, but you're not sure if he has a wound or not. He just stopped bleeding.
Could I
Okay.
cast subtle spell or use a subtle spell, and I'll put my hand on his left arm and cast prestidigitation to create an illusion that there is nothing there.
Prestidigitation says that
So-
it has to be something that could fit in your palm.
Is it larger than my palm? He's only a dwarf right now.
That's true.
And it says I can make a color, a small mark, or a symbol. I'm just attempting to make a mark
That's
which
true.
looks like
So you're
skin.
okay. I like that.
And it was an arrow hole, right?
It was from a ballista.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It scaled down. If it didn't scale down, like, this dwarf is gone, right?
You guys fought
Blood in the
along.
hole.
You guys fought alongside Aranax, so you know how powerful he was, and it took him out of the sky.
Yeah. This dwarf is a hole.
And after I've
something.
done that, I will just look at everybody and
Go
I'll
ahead
say,
and make the equivalent of like a spell attack roll.
okay.
Obviously, you're not attacking him, but this is in lieu of an Arcana check, using your spellcasting ability to see
How close I can get it.
you can get with a cantrip to casting what is
I mean, I
essentially
can't-
minor illusion.
I can't look at it, so I have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
So regardless, as I do this, I'll look at everybody and say, I don't think any of us would have a problem with showing our left arms.
I just didn't know why.
12.
I just feel like it's strange that you would assume anyone with a wound on their left arm is a dragon.
Well,
I've mentioned
if it's fresh, we've just shot him out of the sky. Not but, what, an hour ago? He'd still be showing signs even with healing, even if he had changed form. So if you wouldn't mind, present your arm.
I've fallen from a tree, so pick a wound, if you will. And I show him my arm.
You do all look like shit, don't you? Do you all present?
Yeah.
Captain Samson is like he's like undoing some laces and just like pulls to the side.
Yeah, I'm basically following their lead, I guess.
And eventually he comes to Baroque Klinghammer.
I'm gonna
did
stay
you roll?
next to him.
Oh, is he
12.
all up close
12.
now?
This one is. And you see that his flank of 6 other dudes have also like made their way forward a little bit. They haven't fully encircled you, but they are in a line. All right. Well, thank you for your compliance, and my apologies for the inconvenience. Do have a lovely day. And
Charmed.
yeah, you all kind of like nod and start walking away, and then Captain Samson pauses for a moment. I did have one question for you, mate. What was it you said your name was again? Why, my name is Astroloth Vindalur, of course, at your service. Right, that's all I needed to know. and very quickly you just see like a flash, and from his side a dagger is loosed and flying towards him, and that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Alma's just pushing Warren.
It's a little early, but we can't get into this combat right now. on today of all days, we do not have the time.
No.
But before we go,
Unless the chat makes I'm not gonna do that.
nope, not this time.
Get in the cockpit.
Veto.
Swift.
You can get at us on 1/8/2022 if you want us to do a 12-hour session.
Oh, no.
Or 1/9 if you just want to talk to
We
us.
do have to
a
make
whole
that
bunch.
monetarily worth our time if we do that.
It's going to take at least 3 subs.
Foot long.
Before we go, we do have a matter of some giveaway dice to get to.
What?
So if you haven't entered already, now is your last chance. Enter Aurora, Aurora, all lowercase, all one word. No capitalization, no punctuation. I guess you can use punctuation, it doesn't matter. You can put it in a sentence if you wanted, and Moobot would catch you. We found. So get in now for your chance to win the beautiful Copper Skies dice.
Get in the chat. Describe your favorite Borealis.
And
Also,
while
I didn't
we're
even know
doing
this at the
that-
time, but it also commemorates because, okay, so it's Miranda's birthday dice. Her character has copper accents, and you all flew through the sky. It's so meaningful, and it could be yours.
Meaningful. And while we're waiting on you guys to continue entering that, don't forget that on 12/25 at 6 p.m. Central, there's going to be an extra special Holiday Palooza Arcanarama Llama Ding Dong.
It just says holiday special, man.
Should we?
There's a holiday special on 12/25
Should we
at
tease?
6 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/Arcanarama.
Should we tease what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very special Christmas one-shot that takes place in the magical land of Westeros, the Arctic garbage patch, where these misfit toys are going to go on an adventure, and it's going to be so much fun.
We've all built characters, and all of us, every time we start describing, are like, you don't even know. You don't even know what this character's capable of.
I don't know what my character is.
All right, the winner of this week's Fantasy Forge dice giveaway is...
Who is it?
What is it?
And what is that MSRP if you want to tease it to? I'm just-
This one would have been
Like-
45?
It's got a jumbo and copper.
Yeah.
Like 50.
$50 value. Congratulations, Dinner and a Game Show! Yay!
You did it.
Yay!
Did it.
Congratulations. We will get your contact info from you. We can probably hit him up in that Discord biz.
We've
Right,
been
yes.
chatting with Dinner and a Game
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Who knows?
I know.
Stay around for the new year.
It's
don't
going to
tell
be
me
a very, very
anything.
fun 2022. Congratulations, Dinner and a Game Show. Congratulations, Ray, I should say, on your new dice. I can't wait to get those sent to you.
You're my birthday twin!
Hell yeah. We'll send those out at the end of the month. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Was there another tease that we...
A tease?
Dice.
Oh, we will.
Well, the dice.
Oh, I mean, there is one thing that if you're watching the stream and you want to purchase your own set of Fantasy Forge dice, there is a link in the About section, and if you purchase and use the code Weary Traveler, that's all caps, all one word, Weary Traveler, WearyTraveler,
Gorgeous.
then you could win. You get 20% off anything in the store.
I think, Taylor, we might need a stronger
Yeah, if you would
implication of
like
what
to
you would like
announce
to
whatever you're
announce
teasing
it.
at, I
Oh, if
don't...
you're looking at the screen currently,
All right.
Oh my god.
you could get a look at a graphic or two that might be what the next year will look like on this
What?
stream, now that we're in a new land.
Robbie,
Yeah,
Robbie,
we're
do the
officially-
thing!
Yeah, we are officially out of the Waterdeep module. We're going into a full homebrew on the continent, the magical land of Mystanor that I have been creating and am still creating for all of you. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a really good time. I love Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We are going to get together at some point, and probably on the 9th Carboc. Is that the...
Yeah, that's our next one.
is going to be like our official wrap up of Waterdeep, where we're going to talk. It's going to probably be a longer one.
Yeah.
Where we're going to go in depth. Yeah, we're going to review the module. I'm going to talk about the different changes that I made. and I'm pretty confident that I can divulge most of the stuff that doesn't have to do with your backstories particularly.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much severed.
Yeah.
You know, from that world.
I mean, you never know.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a big one. We're going to be rating and reviewing Waterdeep. Spoilers, it's great.
It's the best.
Stick around.
But yeah,
great.
I'm really excited to get back into full homebrew with you guys because I feel like that's where we really shine.
So special.
We have to get a team name now.
I know,
Yeah.
right? That's been bracket. I've been like,
You've got several
hardest-
weeks to
Yeah.
think about it.
The
yeah.
hardest part of D&D.
Name
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm so glad
Tonight
that you're
was
all.
really special.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're all here. Thank all of you for the gifted subs and the bits and the cheers and all
Holy
the
shit!
business.
Really?
Oh,
Thank you.
welcome
So
back,
crazy.
Miranda.
Yeah.
Well, empty
you miss
over
me?
here.
Did you miss me on this table?
This shirt. What are you doing?
We have shirts
Yeah,
now.
your torso's
They're
so
real.
cold.
We
Yeah.
haven't been lying to you. They exist.
They're
here.
And next week
On
we're
our
gonna have
bodies.
stickers.
Yeah. All in the about section. Like, just scroll down.
Our about
Hell
section's
yeah.
about to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Website's
dude.
coming. Like, it's all gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, the website looks so
And
good.
if there's
too.
other stuff that
I
you
feel like we have
want, you
announcements
just have to like
build up to right
Yeah.
now.
blow up our stuff
Yeah.
to get us
Yeah.
to make other stuff. 'cause-
Yeah, tell your friends to like the Twitch page. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. You can catch up. We've got this little wonderful break that you can use to get all of your friends to watch and make them do it. And also in the future, next year we're going to be. We've been talking about having a new show.
Yeah.
And essentially, our premise for this new show was sometimes it's really hard to get, like, to be able to get into persistent campaign D&D shows. So we thought to ourselves, what if there were more smaller, digestible arcs that could explore different
Little bite.
worlds and different genres
Mini?
and even different systems from
Yeah.
time to time. So yeah, like arcs that are smaller, like some kind of mini arc
Panorama.
on
Like a baby
on like
arc?
a Monday.
A Monday that's miniature for arcs.
Miniature
Some
art
kind of
Mondays?
mini arc Monday.
Something like that.
There's gonna be new shows all the time.
Yes, there's going to be a new show. There's going to be new shows that are small and digestible. So if you've got some friends that you're trying to get in, stick around because soon we will have some small 3 to 5 part complete series that you can watch and be done with and not have to dedicate like over 100 hours of your life to.
Yeah.
I mean, you should.
But
You love
yeah,
it.
if it's enough to get them hooked, then you can, they're already subscribed from the mini
Yeah.
arcs. They might as well watch the main show.
It's happened to me. It could happen to you.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch all of you for our very special Christmas episode next week.
We'll be in the chat.
But until then, stay
Stay
safe
safe
out
out
there,
there,
adventurers.
I'm never doing that. I can't time it. I love you guys. Bye.